first time ever coming to you live from newly named CQ Stadium, home of the Maryland Terrapins. And here come the 3-1 Terps as they host a 2-2 Michigan State team looking to get back on track in College Park. Glad to have you with us here for Mental Health Awareness Game in the Big 10 home opener for Maryland. We've got the green ribbons to signify it. He is our coach, Marky Mark. That's Mark Helfrich. I might be the funky one. I'm Noah Eagle. We've got Mike Pereira and our great rules analyst team as well back in studio. But when we look at this game, it's two teams coming off of losses last week, but I'm not sure they could feel a whole lot more opposite than they do right now.
Polar opposites, and I do have the abs, by the way. But Maryland, a ton of confidence in this area right now about this team, about this quarterback. Went toe-to-toe with Michigan last week in the Big House. You flip it over to Michigan State, they're looking for answers everywhere. There's questions, and this feels like a must-win situation in only Game 5 of the season.
And it's going to be a difficult task ahead. You mentioned the quarterback, Talia Tungavailoa. He leads an offense in Maryland that's been as explosive as anybody in the country.
Weapons everywhere. Long, lean, athletic weapons. Rakim Jarrett, Jay Sean Jones, a talented group of backs and tight ends that I know are excited about playing against a porous Michigan State pass defense.
Look, it's a porous pass defense, and Maryland's offense is going to have their names all across the field. Tungavailoa has had those 300-yard games, it seems like every week for the Terps, but it's a defense in Michigan State that does have one wrecker in the backfield, and quite honestly, against a quarterback like that, that's what you're going to need.
No doubt, and Jacoby Windman is probably the best player you've never heard of if you're new to the Big Ten, but how do you stop the hot QB in the pass game? This guy, forced fumbles, he leads the country in that. They have to do a better job of recovering those, but creating the pass rush, creating number 4 in one-on-one situations against this offensive line has to be job 1 for Michigan State.
Transferred to the Spartans program this year, and he has been a big-time leader on that defensive side. Our progressive game flow as we get set for the Big 10 home opener for Maryland. They're looking for win number 4 on the season and a bounce back after the loss last week at Michigan. As for State, looking to get back over 500 after back-to-back losses. We've got all the action next on FS1. Maryland on their way out here at CQ Stadium. Mike Locksley in his 4th season at the helm in this second stint, so to speak, with Maryland. And after last week's emotional 7-point loss at number 4 Michigan, Mike Locksley had a message for his team.
If you play the number 4 team to the 4th quarter the way you do, and we take care of the things we can control, there ain't nothing that they did to us today that we didn't do to ourselves. I'm gonna tell you right now, we got a chance to really do some good things this year, but this is where the resolve will be challenged.
Well, for Coach Locksley, it's all about building a culture, and he has instilled that in his team as we get set for a fall day here in College Park. 60-degree temperatures, plenty of humidity. Wind has been somewhat tame. Expectation of rain at some point throughout the day. It's held off so far, and quite honestly, this is pretty much football weather in Maryland to this point of the year.
Fall, right?
Yeah,
October 1st.
It's that time of year.
Little damp.
Now remember, last week it was Maryland who did receive. They won the toss. They will receive to start this game, but at Michigan, fumbled the opening kick, and the Wolverines took full advantage. Jack Stone is going to kick it deep for Michigan State. Jacob Copeland is back there to receive it. It was Felton who dropped the opening kick last week, and this one will be taken out. Copeland busted to the outside. Flag is down as Copeland streaks down the sideline and flies out of bounds at the 45. We'll see what the penalty marker looks like, but that was the exact start that Maryland was looking for and the exact opposite of that quick start for Michigan State.
Exactly. It's going to be about a 50-yard difference in field position of where they would have ended up to once they go half the distance from the spot.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 26. That penalty will force half the distance to the goal. First down.
So that's going to be Gavin Gibson who is called for the hold.
Yeah, just allowing him to get around the edge. That's the old reverse takedown. You kind of fall down and pull him down out there in space. And they're going to see that one every time. Man, is that huge.
So instead of the 45, it's going to be the 7. And here comes Talia Tagovailoa leading a Maryland offense that has been as dangerous as anybody in the entire country. Ranks first in program history in completion percentage. She has just been as accurate as you would imagine, and plays with a fire that the coaching staff has been trying to quell just a little bit. They've got a couple of dangerous running backs. That includes Roman Hemby, and they're going to swing it to him on first down. Hemby is more of that Swiss Army knife, jack of all trades, but doesn't find any space. And Charles Brantley heads to the backfield and drops him down for a loss of 1.
Great job in the open field there by Brantley. Just beat Demas. Dante Demas was out there trying to block him as Maryland's going to play with some tempo.
This is what offensive coordinator Dan Enos was hoping for, as Tagovailoa is more than capable and willing to tell him when he feels like he's uncomfortable. They'll hand it off, and Hemby is just going to plunge his way forward across the 10, down at the 13. It'll make a 3rd and manageable for this Maryland offense.
They return everybody. Only O-line in the Big Ten that has everybody back, led by Jalen Duncan at left tackle. And then these skill guys, everybody's big. The little guy is Roman Hemby, 6 foot 200, and he's high impact for Kim Jarrett. Total juice outside number 1.
Well, 6 foot 200 might be little, but because number 31 Antoine Littleton at 6 foot 235 lost 60 pounds to get to that weight. He's in there for this 3rd and short. Tagovailoa flushed. Tagovailoa directing traffic, wobbly pass, doesn't matter. Brought in by Dante Demas, and a first down for the Terps.
He described it perfectly, as you always do. Tagovailoa just working to the left in the pocket as you look at it, to the right downfield. They only rush 3, they're dropping 8. As you see that defender 7, Aaron Brule, trying to mirror Tagovailoa. He says, I'll find my 7, Dante Demas, first down.
Tagovailoa coming off of a game in which he had 207 yards, a couple of interceptions, as he swings it right back to Hemby, makes one man miss, and that's going to be another chunk gain as he's dumped down at the 49. Amir Speed finally caught up to him, but Hemby, we're seeing the versatility that he brings out of the backfield.
This guy can do it all. Hands, he can protect. He's obviously a good rusher, but look at these perimeter blockers. You see Rakim Jarrett out there lining somebody up. Dante Demas finishing his guys. That was to a 4-man side, an unbalanced look. Nice change up there by Coach Enos.
Mike Locksley, talk about that culture that he's building, the toughness that these guys play with. It helps when your quarterback is one of those leaders in that category. Tagovailoa's going to take a shot, and it's wide open and dropped. He was looking for his all-world wide receiver, Rakim Jarrett, could not bring it in, and this Michigan State defense breathes a sigh of relief.
Yeah, exactly right. That was an uncharacteristic miss. Simeon Barrow back in there. You see Brandon Wright, he's now in for the injured Chris Bobo. Second level, this defense led by Cal Halliday, the rancher, farmer, doing his thing as the second leading tackle in the back end. Kendall Brooks, it's a phenomenal season thus far, 38 tackles.
Littleton, the running back, will have the pitch. Has scored a touchdown in every game this year and runs into a wall, but gets into Michigan State territory. Run out of bounds at the 49. Speed with another tackle.
Tackled by Amir Speed.
You see Halliday in space here. We talked about the power and the physique of Littleton, and on display right there. Good finish by Speed, 3rd and long.
And we'll see how this Michigan State defense does here. They struggled on 3rd down last week in their loss to Minnesota.
There's 0 blitz right here. Looks like they're going to bluff out of it.
They do rush. Tagovailoa steps up, delivers, complete over the middle, Jacob Copeland, and he's dragged down at the 28.
Little dig route, just getting about 14 to 16 here. You see Copeland on the release working inside against Amir Speed, and no chance for Kendall Brooks to do anything. Again, great protection is where that started. Tagovailoa, first down.
The Golden Gophers last week, 10 of 12 on 3rd down against Michigan State. That was one of the keys for defensive coordinator Scotty Hazelton. Another completion for Tagovailoa, this time Ty Felton, but he didn't have a whole lot of room to work with, as they will roll it right near the line of scrimmage.
That's a read option right there. They're reading the end defender. Tagovailoa sees the defensive end squeeze with the pulling guard and tackle on that counter play. And then it just turns into an RPO on the front side. Good defense that time by Michigan State.
Already the 10th play of this drive for Maryland as they continue to just methodically work it down the field, knocking on the door of the red zone.
And that's right, we're methodically. Great job in protection thus far from Maryland.
Hemby back in there. Tagovailoa to the air. Lost it, complete to the outside. Copeland with his second catch of the day, and he is immediately met by Charles Brantley.
That was a great decision and timing by Lia Tagovailoa right there. Just taking a little flat route, little easy money if you're on time. Force Brantley to make a tackle. Sets up third and 5.
I'm glad you brought it up. He is known around these parts as Lia.
As Lia, yep.
You know, full name Talia. Obviously his brother Tua at Alabama, and now with the Miami Dolphins. And great to hear that Tua is doing all right after taking a big hit on Thursday. 3rd and 5.
Empty look here. Zone coverage for Michigan State.
Get it to Hemby. And he navigates through the hole. He's going to be close to the first down. And about a half-yard shy. Great play by Ben Van Sumeren, the linebacker coming in to deliver the pain.
Yeah, 13 Van Sumeren, great get off there. That's another thing they do with Roman Hemby. They get him in space, a little shotgun jet sweep right there. Those are passing yards. Easy passing yards for the quarterback to see. Halliday forcing it back to his partner Van Sumeren. 4th and 1.
Maryland's been one of the best 4th down offenses in the country. 6 of 7 on the year. Littleton, the big back, is in there. 4th and a short one. Hand it to Littleton. And he bulldozes forward for a first down. Gets all the way to the 15, dragging tacklers with him. This drive continues.
Just a downhill hard ball play, as you said. Littleton playing big. Look at the push up front. The white shirts are moving backwards. Great attack by that Terp offensive line.
Maryland has also been spectacular in the red zone. A perfect 14 for 14.
100%. My Southern Oregon math tells me that's 100%.
I was struggling with it, so I appreciate it. Littleton to the outside, space in front. He's gone. Touchdown, Maryland. And Antoine Littleton, the streak continues. 6 straight games with rushing touchdowns for the big man.
$15 for 15 right here. You see the action getting Deitchus and Anderson out front. Littleton says, I'll press it right here. I'm going to bounce it untouched. Touchdown Terps.
Chad Ryland, who has been a welcomed addition to this this Maryland attack, comes on for the extra point and puts it right through. Actually hits the scoreboard. He's got as strong of a leg as you're going to find, but Littleton, as strong of a lower body, used every bit of it for the 4th down conversion, and then caps it off with a long touchdown run of 15 yards to put Maryland in front 7-0 early in this first quarter. Antoine Littleton, 6 foot 235, redshirt freshman for this Maryland offense. 6 straight games dating back to the Pinstripe Bowl last year with a touchdown. Longest streak since Keon Lattimore did it in 2007. He has been such a huge part of the success of this Maryland offense through the first couple games of this season, and that quick start continues as Michigan State has their work cut out for them on the offensive side themselves. Jeremy Bernard, who is dangerous with the ball in his hands, is going to take this one back, and he won't even get to the 20-yard line. So a long way to go for Peyton Thorne and this Michigan State offense, an offense that has at times looked pretty solid, coming off of a season in which they won 11 games last year and had, well, the best running back in the country by many standards in Kenneth Walker. Yet Thorne is somebody who's seasoned. He's a veteran now. He knows what these situations in Big Ten games are like, and he's going to have to play really well today to get a victory.
Yeah, the biggest issue right there is that yellow number 6. Way too many turnovers for a guy, this is a coach's kid, very smart player, got to take care of the rock. They have to get off to a better start. That long drive by Maryland puts even more pressure on those white jerseys and in Peyton Thorne's mind.
So Michigan State actually gets 5 more yards after a Maryland penalty on the kick. And how about a wide open catch? Tyler Hunt, the big tight end, just finding a whole lot of grass in front across the 40, and a big play to get some rhythm early for Peyton Thorne and his targets on the outside.
Peyton Thorne had his pick. It could have been Hunt. It could have been 0. Keon Coleman right behind him. And he says, hey, I'll just become a blocker for my big fella. First down, that's got to feel great if you're Peyton Thorne.
Hunt, a 6-year senior. That was his career-long catch of 18 yards. So here's a first down carry. It's going to be Jalen Berger, one of the 2 transfer running backs that have taking up the bulk of the carries, and he's spun down by Bo Braid, who got penetration in the backfield.
No shocker, Bo Braid is in the backfield. They say he's the great communicator. A phenomenal season thus far. That's his 33rd tackle on the year.
Michigan State really has struggled in first halves this year. Just 13.3 points per game, less than 160 yards, both bottom 5 in Power 5 categories. This is a 2nd and 11. Thorne lofts, completes. Nice quick hitter once again, a Keon Coleman on the outside, and he is leveled out of bounds.
Take a look at this offense, and struggling in a lot of categories. The biggest one for Spartan fans is that 12th in rushing. Nick Samac, the center, the experienced senior, has to communicate today against a little bit of a complex Maryland defensive attack, and then Jaden Reed, they got to get him going, has yet to have a receiving touchdown for the explosive one, Jaden Reed.
We'll see who Thorne goes to. He's got 3 tight ends he likes to use, and then you mentioned some of those explosive targets on the outside. On a 3rd and 6, Thorne searching, patient. Oh, beautifully done. Spun down Daniel Barker, but into Maryland territory as Thorne shows the poise in the pocket.
This is something that's kind of waking Peyton Thorne up. Gets a little pressure from up top as Spencer Brown is beaten. Great job working across and finding Barker. They're going no huddle here.
And Thorne's going back to the air. A rifle, and it's Coleman again. Close to the sticks, gain of 9.5 is going to set up 2nd and short for this Maryland defense that has been opportunistic and has had moments of glory to this point this season.
Yeah, Mosiah Nasili Kite just causing all sorts of problems. 12 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, and a bunch of action on the quarterback. Jayshawn Barham, the young pup there, playing like a big dog, the freshman, communicating in the middle, and on the back end, we talked about Braid. Will be challenged by Peyton Thorne.
Play action, quick throw to the outside, and get it to your main weapon. He cooks down out of bounds. Jaden Reed, he has a big playability. Anytime he can have the football in his hands, and this coaching staff knows, the more that they can get him the ball, the better things will be.
Ask Jay Johnson, offensive coordinator for Michigan State, how can we get this guy the ball in space? There's a good example. They bubble screen, it's a jet sweeps, it's reverses. Get the ball in that guy's hand. He is dynamic.
Elijah Collins, the 5th-year senior from Detroit, in there at running back, has the carry, bounces off a couple tacklers, and keeps the legs turning. It's going to be a pickup of 9 after what looked like it should have been no gain.
There's a little Kenneth Walker impression right there. Just running through tacklers. I like this approach by Jay Johnson. Play fast. Take the thought off Peyton Thorne. Just get out there and play fast. Play almost tempo for him.
Right back to Collins. Oh, makes one man miss. Makes a second man miss. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan State. Now you see me. Now you don't.
Elijah Collins, his 3rd touchdown of the season, and a huge, huge crowd on hand in green. They loved it. A little ole and another ole into the end zone. Touchdown, Sparty.
It was the safeties both trying to come in and make the play, Braid and Trader. And Elijah Collins, Mel Tucker's got to be thrilled with that one, as we haven't even had a chance to talk about the 3rd-year head coach, but he knows that any team that has nothing to lose is as dangerous as anybody. As Jack Stone comes on, drills the extra point. Mel Tucker pleased with his offense, coming right back down the field and responding. And it's Collins, the Detroit native, who gets pay dirt and caps it off for a great Peyton Thorne drive. Time to check out today's Keys to the Game, presented by Target. What we value most shouldn't cost more.
Well, Coach Tucker talked to us about, hey, we got to start fast. Well, mission accomplished, I guess, for both teams' offenses, and then play a complete team game. Said, hey, we're not good enough in any phase. We got to play a complete team game. In Maryland, compete every single play and earn the respect on the field. Again, picking up where they left off from Michigan, they felt they earned a little bit, but now they got to prove it and finish with a win.
And we're going to see how the Michigan State defense responds after Maryland marched down the field on a 12-play drive. It was a 4th down conversion by Littleton, and then the very next play, a 15-yard rush. But the running backs have done their jobs. Elijah Collins responded with an impressive touchdown run as Copeland will take this one out and run into a swarm at 15-yard line. We go inside the film room with this Maryland offense.
Play action pass in the complimentary football off of a turnover. Maryland against SMU. Hard sell play action pass. They actually motion from empty. Great clearing post by Copeland, number 2. Number 1, Jarrett, that says, hey, I'll run to that space. I'm big, I'm fast. I'm going to catch this so smoothly and run really fast and just make it look easy. Great protection, great throw, great catch, good route construction by that Maryland offense.
So Talia Tagovailoa, who reached 6,000 career yards in a Maryland uniform on that last drive, became the fastest quarterback in Terp history to do that. Now back on the field with a first down from the 15. 7 of 8 on that opening drive. Tagovailoa escapes. Tagovailoa on the run. Wide open. He finds Corey Dyches. Big gain down the field and into Michigan State territory. Finally down at the 41 by Kendall Brooks. A little magic from Leah.
Just a version of what we just talked about. Have double post. You'll see 84 on your screen there, come right to left as you're looking at it. Left to right if your name is Tagovailoa. He says, I'll slide up here in the pocket, keep my eyes up. I'm a passer. Great spot. Great finish by Dyches. Already across the 50.
44-yard gain on first down. And they put Dyches in motion. They've got 2 very impressive tight ends as this handoff goes to Colby McDonald up the middle, and he scampers for a gain of 3. Cal Halliday, who's been one of the leaders that have developed on this Michigan State defense, comes up with the stop, but Talia Tagovailoa, 87% completion percentage, which is the highest in the FBS, minimum of 25 attempts. That's on play action. He is as efficient as they come, and he's as patient as they come when faking a handoff.
Yeah, a lot of it is RPO action where you get a high percentage, just like this right here. A little jet sweep, get your guy in space.
And that's Jay-Sean Jones, who's known as the best route runner on this Maryland receiving core. That's arguably one of the best in the entire country. Number 6 meets number 6, Amir Speed, but there is a flag on the field.
You want to put this ball right on his left armpit, and that is perfect. If you're Tagovailoa, those are those little things we talk about of run it for. In that case, Jay-Sean Jones put the ball in a perfect spot.
During the play, personal foul, illegal low block, defense number 30. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of play, first down, Maryland.
So that's a new rule, or a new enforcement of a old rule, and you can't go low on anybody but the ball carrier. So that's the call. We're trying to find that look right there, but.
Well, I know you've talked about this, Coach, how hard that is now to teach these players, because instinctually they've learned, okay, chop somebody, go down low, and now you've almost got to go back against those instincts and reteach yourself.
It's just so hard on the little guy, whether it's a DB on an offensive lineman or a fullback or perimeter blocking by receivers, centers climbing to linebackers on a screen.
And here is one, McDonald weaving through and down to the 2. A burst of speed from Colby McDonald will set up first and goal. 14 yards.
Used to see in the old days, O-linemen come out on screens, and there's a great example of those. You can't low block anymore. You got to stay up and kick out. Great execution there by the front and by Tagovailoa of inducing that Michigan State front and secondary to come front side. Okey-dokey backside. First and goal.
They leave McDonald, the sophomore, out there. Let's see if he can pay it off. Jones in motion. McDonald up the gut. He's in. Touchdown, Terps. Three total drives, 3 long drives, and 3 rushing touchdowns to this point in the first quarter.
That jet sweep action by 6, Jay-Sean Jones, that just makes everybody in Michigan State, especially that second level, Van Sumer and Holiday, just a little hesitation. And the McDonald says, I'll do the rest. 5'11", 210, touchdown Terps.
And Ryland does odd that extra point. It is 14-7. Still 3:41 to play in this first quarter.
Well, starting fast. Starting fast.
Both teams have done that on the offensive end, and Colby McDonald with the second rushing touchdown of the day for Maryland as the offense is cooking early at home in the Big Ten home opener. Mike Locksley, said that they expected to win that game last week at Michigan. He said if you don't expect to win that game, don't bother getting on the plane.
Get on the plane.
And that is the energy that they've created here at College Park.
And that locker room talk afterward, he's right. And he's powerful in that they control it, which hasn't been the case with a lot of teams in the past. But even fumbling the opening kickoff last week to be where they were at the end of that game is a step forward in this process.
Well, crab cakes in football, that's what Maryland does. And so far, we've seen some crab cakes around the area earlier today, and the football offense has followed suit. Meanwhile, for Michigan State, difference in the first quarter. Last week, they had 1 yard through the first quarter against Minnesota, a game in which they lost 34-7. 77 yards on their first drive, all the way down for a touchdown.
And no huddle. Got to feel good about that if you're Michigan State fans. I think Michigan State fans traveled further to their refrigerator than Michigan State did on the field. Right?
You got that. Jalen Berger, first down carry, nowhere to go. Dumped in the backfield, great pursuit. Ahmad McCullough, who is starting in place of the injured Ruben Hippolyte, making a play.
Just another talented dude from right in this area. Baltimore, Maryland native. Great stretch out there, as you said, in for Hippolyte, one of several Floridians on this Terp roster.
So a loss of 2 sets up second and long. Berger stays in there, play action for Thorne. Lets it fly, the rainbow a little bit too high, and then a flag is going to be thrown, and it's going to be interesting. Keon Coleman was the intended target. Deontay Banks was in coverage, and was this a catchable ball thrown by Peyton Thorne?
Looks like he's going to signal.
Holding. Defense number 3. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
So the biggest difference there is if it's a hold, it doesn't, uncatchable doesn't matter. Let's officiate this right here with you. And good call.
Yep.
And let's take your pick. That could be pass interference because the ball was gone. That cutoff and square up. It's a hold. It's both. Either way, first down, Michigan State. That's right where they're going to operate. If you're defensive coordinator Brian Williams, though, second and long, make Peyton Thorne beat you through the air was their game plan.
Thorne's doing exactly that right now. This one goes over the middle to Keon Coleman. Brian Williams, I loved what he said about last week's game. He said, we played hard enough to win. We didn't play smart enough to win. And those are exact examples of things they did last week.
Yep. And this is a maturity check type of win if you're this Maryland team, kind of an up-and-coming favorite. They, quote-unquote, should win this game. Now can they go out and execute?
Second and 1. Berger stays in there, the Wisconsin transfer. Fake the handoff. A bullet from Thorne goes in and out of the hands of Jaden Reed and brings up third down.
Yeah, that looked like a good spot from high school teammate Peyton Thorne to Jaden Reed, who's been in and out of the lineup this year. We'll take a look with you as he just kind of checked up his feet there instead of running through that. Maybe lost it in the traffic of the offensive lineman. Either way, 3rd and 2.
Michigan State just 42.6% on third down this year. Berger's been in there as the running back the entire drive. Thorne, handed, Berger, big hole, first down. Flag is down in the backfield, and we'll see if this one's coming back. But for the time being, Berger does exactly what he needs to, putting the shoulder down and just laying a little extra hit to Dante Trader.
During the run, holding, offense, number 59, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, third down.
Check the backside action there. Nick Samak, we talked about him, the senior from Mentor, Ohio, in there leading the charge. 3rd and 2. Definitely has his hands outside. That looks like Spencer Brown. Definitely some hands outside the frame, and once they get out there, especially in that situation where you turn the body on a 3rd and 2 situation, easy call.
It's 3rd and 12. Thorne flushed. Thorne throws away out of bounds. The Maryland defense gets a stop and forces a punt.
Good adjustment there by Maryland, adapted to the no huddle. Not as much of a rapid pace there by Michigan State. Couldn't get that first down on 3rd and 2, but great coverage downfield. Make it fit in tight windows. Man under. Great coverage, just gloving on those guys. Jacorian Bennett. Banks is involved. Thorne has to throw it away.
So Bryce Behringer will come on and send it deep to Jayshon Jones. That was dangerous, and a deep punt. Jones is going to have some room to work with. Jones dragged down from behind at the 20, but it'll be another solid start at the 22-yard line for Talia Tungavailoa, who has been near perfect to this point, already with 131 through the air. We'll see if the Terps can get it done. Well, Talia Tungavailoa has put himself in pretty elite company at home. 301.3 yards per game at Maryland at home here at now CQ Stadium. Only Big 10 quarterback with more yards per game since 1997 is Drew Brees, 314.2, and Tungavailoa is pretty much unblemished to this point today. 131 yards, 10 of 11, just carving up this Michigan State defense.
Yeah, anytime you're compared to Drew Brees as a quarterback,
it's good.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's like anytime you're compared to Mark Helfrich as a coach, you're in elite company.
Well, you know, something like that. I think he's got to be close. He's the best right-handed quarterback in Maryland history, right? You have to go with Boomer Esiason. Got to, yeah.
Yeah, certainly in the Tungavailoa family.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Quick pitch on first down for Roman Hemby, who's been actually the quietest of the 3 running backs for Maryland to this point. You know, Tungavailoa and Drew Brees, the size comparisons are there too. Tungavailoa at 5'11", 200, right around what Drew Brees was playing at, and we know what Brees was doing from college all the way through his NFL illustrious career.
Cal Halliday on that last play, popping some pads. Good to see him run.
This one, another handoff for Hemby, and he was patiently waiting for his blocks to develop, and then dragged some tacklers down to the 28. We'll send up 3rd and 5 as Ben Van Sumeren was in on the play.
He is an angry finisher. When you see this guy get in any kind of tight situation, finishes through guys, edges of guys, whatever it takes to turn probably a 2-3 yard gain, in that case into a 6-yard gain.
He stays in there, 3rd and medium. Tungavailoa. Incomplete. He was looking for Rakim Jarrett, and no flag on the play. Fans here were clamoring for it, but Jarrett was absolutely blanketed as Gross, the safety, came in there and made sure there was no window.
Gross has done a great job, and I think I agree with the referees wearing red in the stands. I think are probably right there. It's that right hand of Rakim Jarrett. But they love how Angelo Gross has been playing. They'll talk him up through that PBU, but they've moved him around inside. You saw him there inside covering their best receiver at this stage. Plays outside at corner, high safety, trying to find answers for this pass defense.
Dayton Reed, the return man. And he was trying to zigzag his way away from a couple of red jerseys. Multiple flags on the field on this last punt from Maryland to Reed. And we'll see if this one's heading backwards.
This is big. If we have defense, if we have any kind of offsides, it looks like it's going to be a formation on Maryland. Obviously, a 4th and 4 situation, a huge situation if it's a defensive offsides, and then something during the return itself.
These two coaches, good friends. Mike Locksley and Mel Tucker have formed a relationship over the years, a lot of which stems from working for some of the same people like Nick Saban. I know that you basically phrased it to each of them as, oh, you share the same scars, don't you?
Yeah, same great stories, same great, yeah, some battle scars and a lot of knowledge. But clearly these are on Maryland as they are only talking to Mel Tucker.
And Mike Locksley not
Coach Locks goes, hey, I get a call here.
So they will key him in. And we still wait the official
There are
word. And
fouls
here it
by
is.
both teams on the play.
Oh, both teams.
Illegal formation, kicking team, blocking it back, receiving team. Michigan State's elected to re-kick the play.
So they will re-kick after 2 penalties, one on either side. One was a block in the back, and one was a formation issue against Maryland as they kicked it away.
And if you're Mel Tucker, no doubt about what you want to do there. You want to get Jaden Reed a chance to have the ball in his hands in space against this Maryland unit that just ran down and tried to tackle him before. And another chance to make a big play.
So Colton Spangler is going to come on to punt it a second time, and we'll see if Reed can make some magic on another opportunity. We know what he's capable of. Reed, who has fielded a couple of punts this year, it is a line drive, and Reed will make the fair catch this time at the 37-yard line. So good field position for Peyton Thorne in this Michigan State offense. We talked about that Saban coaching tree connection between these two. Mel Tucker, GA,
right there.
yeah, unbelievable glasses, 97-98. Then associate head coach, defensive backs coach in 2015, winning a national championship with Alabama. Well, Mike Locksley did the same thing. He was with Alabama in 16, 17, and 18 before coming to Maryland in 2019. And since 2019, when Locksley took over as the head man, Maryland 9-8 in home games here at CQ Stadium, looking to add to that tally. And these two close personal friends certainly going toe-to-toe as well. Just get the play off, and Thorne will swing it to the outside with a nice gain. It's going to be the running back, Jarek Broussard, the Colorado transfer, who is chopped down by Dante Trader after he got the legs churning. And that'll likely be the final play of this first quarter. An eventful first quarter, adventurous for both offenses, as the first 3 drives resulted in rushing touchdowns, and now Michigan State has one more opportunity to tie this game heading into the second quarter. 2 offenses that are looking to help their teams back in the W column. Big 10 home opener for Maryland. A good start so far for the Terps, leading 14-7 after 1.
How can they reach me? I guess they can't. I guess they won't. I guess they front.
Well, both teams were hoping for a fast start to this ball game after very different losses last week. It was a blowout loss for Michigan State against Minnesota, 34-7, just a 34-27 defeat at the hands of Michigan on the road for Maryland, and both offenses did exactly what they were supposed to in that first quarter, and will continue here in the second. Jarek Broussard with a tough run into Maryland territory down to the 49. Peyton Thorne, made a couple of mistakes last week. 2 tough interceptions, had a fumble as he was heading towards the end zone to start the second half. But that first quarter was really impressive for the veteran quarterback.
Yeah, he has managed it well. I thought they did a great job doing this no-huddle stuff. That takes so much off the plate of the quarterback. You can dial up stuff he loves and kind of play for him.
They'll go play action here on the bootleg and deliver the strike. Jaden Reed out of bounds at the 32.
Just like that. Just a little naked play and throw easy money to your high school teammate, your most explosive guy. That guy's probably made that throw, thousands of times to that kid in that spot during their careers. First down.
Reed, who started his career at Michigan, just so dangerous. He Bolitnikoff Award watch list type of guy this year. As they'll fake it to Broussard. Thorne is going to leave it to Broussard, and look out. Broussard makes one man miss. Broussard trips down at the 12. Oh boy, he could turn that into a whole lot more, and maybe even 6. But a big gain sets up first down at the 12 inside the red zone again for the Spartans.
Great job again by Thorne here, getting through his progression. Get back to Jarek Broussard. Watch the defense lose him. Right, his eyes are front side, he gets backside. They're playing fast, we got to catch up.
Broussard on the handoff. Broussard following his blockers. And 2 men take him down, but not before he gets to the 8. We'll set up 2nd and 6.
We've seen it from multiple backs. Obviously, Collins, an excellent job. Broussard here in this drive. they've got the message from Mel Tucker, from offensive coordinator Jay Johnson. Get your foot in the ground and go. Make a decision, whether it's Peyton Thorne getting through his progressions, getting it to his back, and then doing their thing, or right there, one cut and go.
These players know what the fans and media have been talking about the last couple of weeks. This one's going to be Elijah Collins, who had the first touchdown for the Spartans, and he did it in a similar fashion. 2 flags come in near the 10-yard line as Collins is spilled out at the 5. Jay-Sean Barham, the talented freshman, went down low to get him.
During the run, holding, offense, number 58. 10-yard penalty, second down.
Right tackle Spencer Brown called for the infraction.
Yeah, that's only the first time he's been called for it by number, but probably his second violation, and no doubt about it from both the umpire and the referee, thrown right at the point of attack. I like that little misdirection action from Jay Johnson. Watch him try to get him going one way and coming back another. Just makes those linebackers stop and hesitate. No doubt about it. No need for that. The extra clamp there from Spencer Brown. When you're 6'6", 315, and your arms all extended and you tug on a guy, easy call.
So it sets up a second down and 16, and now let's see if Peyton Thorne goes back to the air, where he's been efficient today. Play clock was dwindling down, so Mel Tucker's going to have to burn his first time out. Michigan State has built
Michigan State.
a decent amount of momentum. And next, college football keeps on rolling on FS1. West Virginia faces Texas, then Stanford takes on number 15 ranked Oregon. We've got action from Austin and Autzen next on FS1. A couple of AP top 25 teams in action throughout the day. We go by conference, the SEC at the top of the list, but how about the AC? Shocker, a little bit of a surprise right there, and some others knocking on the door. Syracuse Orange.
Who do your Qs play today? They play who?
Wagner.
I don't know. They play a composer. Isn't that's a Wagner? Right? They play one guy.
We're not going there.
Come on, Wagner.
You're not gonna bait me.
Nice strength of schedule.
Second and 16, play action to Collins. Thorne steps up in the pocket, and another one to Jaden Reed. But he doesn't have a whole lot of room to work, and he is shoved out of bounds at the 16. It's going to set up 3rd and long for Michigan State.
This is good again, methodically taking it down here. Nothing was downfield for him that time. Good job on his check down. Elijah Collins that time, great job of picking up his edge blitzer. Good job by this Maryland defense, making them earn it.
3rd and 14. They get the big body tight end, Daniel Barker, Malik Carr. Malik the Freak Carr, number 6 in white as well.
Also your nickname, 5 on play clock.
Thorne. Looking end zone. Reed can't bring it in. Incomplete, and Maryland does another great job on 3rd and long of getting a stop. Jacorian Bennett deep in coverage.
Great coverage by Bennett. Nice inside leverage, hip to hip. Good patience. Good job getting his eyes to the ball. You see the official throw his hat. That's saying, hey, Jaden Reed was pushed out of bounds. He could have come back in if he's reestablished that, which it probably looked like he did. But at that point, a little bit too far inside, but just a great job initially by Jacorian Bennett pressing it to the sideline.
So Ben Patton's going to come on to attempt this one, 33-yarder, to try to make it a 4-point game. And the lefty can't get it to go. Missed it wide right. So Mel Tucker was looking to put points on the board. And we know how valuable field goal kickers can be. We see one on the other side in Maryland who's nearly automatic. And Patton just missing that one as it sails right for the Spartans. Back here in College Park, Terrapins fans excited with what they've seen to start this season. 3-0 with wins over Buffalo, Charlotte, and SMU, and then taking Michigan down to the wire. Had a lead late in the second quarter, and Mike Locksley felt like they had chances They had that game one, just couldn't finish it, and this is part of the reason why they've been so good. 20-plus yard plays since 2020 in the Big Ten. They are second to only Ohio State with 137 of them. Tagovailoa empty set. And the quick pass is knocked down at the line and incomplete. He was looking in the general direction of Raymond Brown.
Yeah, looked like Windman got his big mitt up there. He's got just an unbelievable ability to find the ball. He's rushing the passer, he redirects and forces fumbles. Right here, he redirects, getting blocked by Jalen Duncan, redirects and knocks that one down.
You know, Windman scheduled a players-only meeting this week after last week's loss to Minnesota, just for the defensive guys. And it wasn't a players-only meeting of, hey, we got to get this and this and this. It was, they got together as Rakim Jarrett makes another catch across the 25-yard line. They got together, they watched the film together as a collective unit. And when we asked the coaching staff, mainly Mel Tucker, about this players-only meeting, what do you think it brought? He said, that's the key. It wasn't a rah-rah. It wasn't a come to Jesus. It was a how can we improve?
Absolutely. And those are never called for good reasons, right? when you have a players-only meeting, there's always something, you know, some issue. But this was a very proactive, productive type of situation.
Hemby looking for the line. He didn't get there. It was a third down carry for Hemby, and he is tackled by about 3 different Michigan State defenders a yard shy of the line to gain. Maverick Hansen among the first ones.
Hemby just kind of got buried here. We'll take a look this time. Much better by the front, moving it that time by defensive coordinator Scotty Hazelton, and then Cal Halliday in their 27 doing work as that line does a great job moving sideways. He is unblocked. Can't get to that second level defender. Great job.
First 2 drives for Maryland, long touchdown drives that resulted on the ground. The last 2, 3 and outs, and now a line drive kick is going to be in the direction of Jaden Reed. He does make the catch, and let's see if he can make a couple of moves. Made 1 or 2, but 1 or 2 too many. Nice special teams play as Reed is down shy of the 15, and Maryland getting it done. It was Octavian Smith Jr. who came in for it.
Every special team coordinator that comes against this guy, man, he makes that catch right here. He squares up. You're going, uh-oh. Great job by Maryland corralling a great player in Jalen Reed.
In Dallas. How much pressure is there on Dallas?
Zeke Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, they have the pieces. And there's a lot on the line for both these teams.
The NFL, Sunday on Fox.
Maryland has done a good job, despite the last couple of 3 and outs on special teams, of bottling up Jaden Reed.
Octavian Smith just working around Amir's speed, and then Jaden Reed doing his best Willie Mays impression on that catch. But a great job by Octavian Smith Jr. Great effort to get him to the ground.
Being told the anniversary of the over-the-shoulder Mays catch was 2 days ago, back in 1954, I hear.
Our producer Max Linewan was there. He was 7. He was 7 that day, I think.
Well, just expose them. Gain of 2 for Jalen Berger to start this drive. A Michigan State drive that they're going to rely on that offensive line. Mel Tucker told us that he's been really impressed with his offensive line. His first time that he really didn't look at the tape of that O-line in a long time as a coach last week, and felt like they did good things, but the running game's going to be more than them. Wide receivers and tight ends have to block just as well. Thorne goes back to the air on second down. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Daniel Barker, and it sets up 3rd and 8.
Just great coverage by Gibson right there on Barker. As a big man, Barker against 6'4", 250. Great finish by Gibson.
First 3 drives combined for these 2 teams, 255 yards, 21 combined points. 6th then, 69 yards of offense, and a 3rd and 8 looming here. Berger stays in there as the back. Thorne escapes. Thorne's going to run, and he's got the first down. Peyton Thorne, the smart play to move the sticks.
You said it, smart play, nothing open downfield. You'll see the rush game. The twist right in his face creates a rush lane for him. He sees it, and that's the competitor in him fighting for the first down.
You know, there were a lot of question marks about Thorne after last week, threw the 2 interceptions, lost the fumble. Great coverage by Maryland, but when we asked Mel Tucker about his mindset, Mel said, oh, don't worry. He's got the backing of his teammates. He's got the backing of his coaching staff as Berger runs into a wall after picking up 2 more. And he said that's the biggest thing with any quarterback. I sat him down on Sunday and said, you are our guy. That's it.
Yeah, again, that's another one of those meetings you don't really want to have, but sometimes it has to happen. He's a veteran guy, competitive guy. They know what's wrong. They felt like they were a lot closer to solutions on offense than on defense. Shocker. They've done a good job at this point schematically and building on the confidence of Peyton Thorne.
Thorne, whose father, Jeff, the offensive coordinator at Western Michigan, delivers another perfect ball. And another first down. It's Berger out of the backfield as he turns it upfield and spilled down at the 48-yard line, just shy of midfield by Jeremy Spraggins.
Good to see development again. Peyton Thorne's looking downfield. 4-man rush. They're trying to contain him, keep it in the pocket. Nice job dropping it down to Berger. Get the ball on the outside arm. 1st and 10.
I thought it was interesting that Mel Tucker brought that up about Peyton's father, Jeff, being a coach and how he's had to hear the negative comments over the years. And it's molded Peyton to be ready for this type of moment that he's faced some adversity. Fakes the handoff, and Thorne wanted to dial the deep ball, but the coverage was too good, so he'll dump it back to Berger for a gain of 1. Gavin Gibson, the freshman in the defensive backfield, comes in to make a play.
It has been clear sailing if you're a quarterback right now. No official hits, no official knockdowns. Peyton Thorne that time maybe a chance to uncork one to Jaden Reed. That's probably the most open he's been all day. But a wise, quick check down. Don't force it. Build on everything to this point.
Sets up a 2nd down and 9. Collins in the backfield. And he has the handoff. A stutter step, start and stop, and Collins just keeps those legs moving. Picks up 8 more, 3rd and 1 coming up as McCullough finally got him to stop that forward progress. Quickly going, get it to the outside, Coleman, and a 1st down for Michigan State. Nice heads-up play by Peyton Thorne as he recognized the open man.
That was another one where you go, right? Every Michigan State fan is going, oh my gosh, what's going on? Great job fitting that up. You see Hunt 97. You see Mosley 17 fitting up. Nice job. That's confidence right there by Peyton Thorne. He's counting on those guys to protect that throw and create a 1st down.
Elijah Collins had the touchdown for Michigan State on their first drive of the game, 15 yards out. And now let's see. Flea flicker. Thorne going deep, looking for it all. Incomplete, but flags come in. Keon Coleman had initial separation, and in double coverage, Bennett and Braid both in there with a lot of contact.
Yeah, that's the obvious foul right
Pass
here.
Interference. Defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
No doubt about it. Keon Coleman does a great job coming back to it, coming back to the call, coming back to the ball, rather, planting that foot in the ground, trying to come back to the ball. No doubt about it. But that's a call you'll certainly take in that situation. It's just a little bit underthrown, and a no doubt on the foul. Really nice job so far by Nick Samac, the center, running the show in protection and in the run game.
Fake it to the running back, instead getting to the tight end. Malik the Freak Carr, but he didn't have really much to work with and picks up maybe 1.
Just a little freak, a lowercase freak on that one right there.
That's a Malik the Freak Carr.
Nice design again. They run that screen a lot, a little swing screen coming out of the backfield. Gonna dump it down to Malik Carr, trying to get him behind the block of Nick Samac, who's working up to the 2nd level.
10th play of this drive, Mel Tucker said that they need some explosive plays in this game to come away with a win. Mosley was in motion, instead get it to Reed. That's generally a good idea, and Reed turns it upfield and gets 1st down yardage. Still was there to greet him.
Love the distribution. They've taken some shots and checked it down, had a couple trick plays, double moves, all that stuff. But this is getting your guy in space with escorts. Nice job again. Trey Mosley on the perimeter. 1st and 10. Well done, Jaden Reed.
So 1st down and 10 inside the red zone. Broussard is in there now behind Thorne. hand it to Broussard. Makes that jump cut, gets inside the 10, but not much further, down to the 8. Gote got in front of him.
Broussard, like Mel Tucker, coming to Michigan State via the University of Colorado. Good job pressing it. Not a ton of running room, but he pressed it, creating up a 2nd and 6.
They get the big body Tyler Hunt back in there, who had that first catch of the game for Michigan State, 6'3", 248. And we'll see what Mel Tucker dials up here. Offensive coordinator Jay Johnson, to your point, coach, has found a bevy of receivers and options for Peyton Thorne to work with. Thorne lofting towards the end zone. He's got it. Jaden Reed reels it in. Touchdown, Spartans.
Great timing here by Peyton Thorne. Just a little catch and throw fade route to your guy. And lining up for a little swinging gate here. Potential 2-point conversion. And shift back inside. But just great timing, great throw and catch there. Jalen Reed, Corey Coley, no chance on that guy.
8th passing touchdown of the season for Peyton Thorne, his 38th of his career, and now a little bit of a botch on the snap, and this is going to stay a Maryland advantage. Struggle there as Behringer was in there, Jack Stone was in there, and the snap gets away. Pepper just couldn't put it on the money. These are the points that can end up costing you, and the miscommunication gives Maryland a 1-point advantage. Well, Maryland still leads over Michigan State after a poor snap on that last extra point, but Jaden Reed, the weapon on the outside for the Spartans with his first touchdown of the season to build some momentum back in Sparty's favor. And now some wind factor on this kickoff as Jack Stone is looking to send it deep to Jacob Copeland. But Maryland's offense has done a great job in that first quarter, especially, of driving the ball down the field. The last couple of drives have been some 3 and outs, and Michigan State finally capitalizes to narrow the deficit. Stone sends it. Copeland has it. Short kick. And let's see what he can do. Not a whole lot. Just across the 20 to exactly the 20. You know, we were looking at number 4 in white, Jacoby Windman, who's a captain this week for the Spartans, and so far so good for Maryland in protecting.
Yeah, right there it's a double team. Right there it's a polar. They've changed up who's blocking him, how they're blocking him. Let's see how much Scotty Hazelton, defensive coordinator from Michigan State, moves him around. Trying to play him both sides, right and left. Could move him inside with the twist games. But other than that one deflection, a very quiet day so far, Mr. Windman.
Littleton, the running back. It's been a while since we've seen the Maryland offense on the field with Talia Tungavailoa. Play action. This is where he's dangerous. Tungavailoa gets rid of it. Littleton. And he gets maybe 3 yards on that pitch and catch. Van Sumeren was there quickly and recognized the pursuit to the point of attack.
Just again, mature decision there from Tungavailoa. Nobody open downfield. They almost had a chance for the post route if it would have been early and laced, but that's a great decision. Dig it out from your own end zone.
C.J. Dupree, the man in motion on 2nd and long, handed off to Littleton instead, and he pushes the pile across the 25 to the 27. Brings up 3rd and 3.
This Michigan State crowd is impressive. They've traveled down. It's a huge group of Sparty fans here in Maryland, trying to make noise on 3rd down.
3rd and 3 for the Terps. Fake the handoff. Tungavailoa, wide open receiver. It's brought in. C.J. Dupree turning every which direction, and he squeezes the leather for the 1st down.
It's so impressive and so difficult. You see Tagovailoa feel the edge pressure. I have to lose some ground. I have to throw a little fadeaway. Dupree says, I got you. Wow, that is an unbelievable catch.
And let's see if they can get this off before they even have a chance to look at it. Michigan State with some late substitutions and a fresh set now for Maryland.
That's a clean catch.
Middleton stays in there, shifting in the backfield. Clock continues to tick towards 2 minutes. Tagovailoa, deep drop. Tagovailoa, check it down once again, this time to Jarrett. And nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage for Rakim Jarrett. Angelo Gross, who's been one of the leaders of this Michigan State defense, does a good job of finding him.
Hey, we'll come back to that. They had Ty Felton wide open, a little corner post. It popped wide open. Yeah, I'll never be mad at Tagovailoa for checking that ball down, especially, as you said, in this situation. 2 minutes left and counting. Take care of the rock.
And take care of Rakim Jarrett. That's right. Nice throw, Tagovailoa to Jayshon Jones, and he stays on his feet for a first down out of bounds across midfield. Not to mention, Michigan State does get the ball to start the second half after Maryland won the toss and elected to receive.
Yep. Jayshon Jones, great job working that sideline, getting as much as he can before getting out of bounds. 1st and 10 in business. They're trying to get their speed inside on the safeties from Michigan State. A ton of split safety look initially, and the 2 safeties are basically on the hashes or wide, and then sometimes that becomes a single high look on the snap. Right here it stays 2 high.
Tagovailoa fires and connects over the middle. Clock will continue to run as Dyke just made another grab at the 41.
After Maryland here, you're just doing your deal. $1:42 left and counting. Still have all 3 timeouts. You can do anything you want here. Run, pass, inbounds, out of bounds, whatever you need.
He'll get in there in the backfield for Littleton. 2nd and 4 for Tagovailoa. He just adds to his tally. Jayshon Jones with another first down grab. Ronald Williams with the immediate contact on him, but Jones just won't go down.
And stayed up, refused to go down. You see the action here between Hemby and Jones. Halliday has to jump to Hemby. Great space work there by Jayshon Jones and Tagovailoa.
Meanwhile, Ben Van Sumeren is down for Michigan State. Starting linebacker transfer from Michigan has been important for the success at times of this Michigan State defense, and they can't really afford to lose many more defensive players. Certainly at that linebacker spot, Darius Snow is one of their best players out for the year.
Yeah, they're decimated at every level. You see him just rinsing out of that. And gosh, hope he's okay.
So 1:26 to play as Van Sumeren is up and off the field on his own power. And we'll see if the timeout is elected to be taken to stop that clock as well. 10 different receivers already for Taulia Tagovailoa today on his 17 completions, already nearing 200 yards as well. He's looking for a big gain here towards the end zone, and he overshoots his intended target, Ty Felton. Ronald Williams in coverage.
Yeah, would want that one back to just give Ty Felton a chance, much like that post I talked about a second ago. This is the right spot with the ball. Just throw it and give him a chance anywhere, outside, anywhere, back and outside of Williams. Ronald Williams in coverage there. Just give him this opportunity. He knows right there, hey, I got to give my guy a chance. I've got so much speed, so much length outside. Give my guys a chance.
So now a 2nd down and 10. Hemby stays in there as Tagovailoa orchestrating another beautiful drive. Deep drop this time. Tagovailoa over the middle, incomplete. It was on target for Dante Demas. He just couldn't haul it in. And now 3rd and long. However, remember this. The kicker, Chad Ryland, has quite the leg. And when we talked to Mike Locksley, he said our target line for him is the 40. They're already well past that.
You just see Leo Tagovailoa there just falling off the mound, kind of. That's what causes that high throw right there. Want to finish toward your target, knife that ball over. Good design against, that was a little Tampa 2 defense there, old school 2 deep. Now 3rd and 10.
Michigan State's been much better defensively on 3rd down today. This one 3rd and long for Tagovailoa. Evades, throws on the run, complete, 1st touchdown, Jay-Sean Jones. He does it again as his helmet pops off inside the 20. Amir Speed was there, stride for stride, but Jones too good on a pickup of 14.
Great recognition here by Tagovailoa. They're bringing 5. There's a game right in his face. Try to get right in his face. He could have run it, or he could certainly throw it to his partner, Jay-Sean Jones, 1st and 10.
Down to a minute remaining in this first half. Clock continues to tick for Tagovailoa. Next one, and another easy completion. Deitches gets out of bounds quickly at the 15. They'll mark it down at the 15.5.
Nice execution right there between Deitches and Demas. They're high-lowing that boundary corner. Good decision by Tagovailoa to just take the easy money on a little flat route, get out of bounds. Again, this situation, great time for a draw, whether it's a quarterback or a running back, or, again, 3 timeouts, anything in your playbook that you love.
Tagovailoa. He is just firing on all cylinders right now. This one to Ty Felton, as he'll set up 1st and goal out of bounds at the 6. Make it the 5.
Felton doing some nice work. Little return route, starting to slant, come back outside again. They're high-lowing that boundary defender right there. Amir Speed, he gets depth. Tagovailoa recognizes, says, I'm going to drop it down underneath, get my 1st down, get out of bounds. I'm in business at the 5.
Remember, Maryland 16 for 16 in the red zone this year. Now 1st and goal from the 5 with Hemby the back. Tagovailoa rolls, throws, end zone and touchdown, Rakim Jarrett. It's the star receivers on either side. Jarrett and Reed going toe-to-toe, and number 1 scores for both the Spartans and the Terps.
Great design by offensive coordinator Daniels. Here comes the pressure. 7-man pressure. Little flat route to Rakim Jarrett. Perfect execution by the front. Great throw and catch. Accurately placed by Tagovailoa.
Chad Ryland will come on for the extra point, looking to make this an 8-point game.
Why do they even make him kick?
You just did the back end, broadcaster chicks. That's not how it works, okay? You've got to do it before the kick occurs. But Tagovailoa is feeling himself now in deep rhythm here in College Park with another touchdown throw on the season.
Coming up on the State Farm halftime, Michigan out to prove itself against Iowa's tough defense. Kentucky and Ole Miss collide in a top 25 SEC showdown, and a major wake-up call for Oklahoma and that defense in Fort Worth. We'll tell you all about it at the half. Right now, Noah and Mark, back to you.
Mike, we appreciate you. Looking forward to the State Farm halftime show as always. And this Maryland offense, we told you heading into this game just how explosive they can be. On that last drive, 13 plays, 12 of them were passes, and Taulia Tagovailoa went 10 of 12, 77 yards, and a touchdown. Masterful stuff.
Yeah, you can't do it much better than that. Great execution, great timing of when they scored a touchdown. Now they're just going to close out this first half.
Michigan State coming back on the field. Join Fox Corporation in donating to support those affected by the devastation of Hurricane Ian. Please visit redcross.org or text the word IN to 90999 to make a $10 donation today. And you know, Mark, you asked Mike Locksley about a lot of his players here that are from Florida and how they're doing. He thankfully said a lot of those guys are doing all right. Same with the Michigan State side of things, as Jalen Berger's in there, but it'll be a play-action pass for Peyton Thorne. And a long one, intercepted! Oh, it was tipped up and taken away. Dante Trader still on his feet, diving for the pylon. And he's out of bounds at the 1. A critical mistake by Michigan State. 3rd interception of the season for Maryland, number 2 for Trader. And this is an immediate opportunity as they call it a touchdown. Let's see what they eventually go with.
A lot to discuss here. We got a flag back here at the 50-yard line, the spot of the interception. Let's take a look at this. A little bit high, but gosh, it looked like Jaden Reed had a chance. One hands it. Great play by Trader. Let's learn from the
during the pass.
referee.
Personal foul. Defense number 6. That 15-yard penalty will be added on to the previous spot. Correction, previous spot. First down, Michigan State.
All right, so let's wipe out the interception first and foremost. Now, I will say this. The replay did show that he was out of bounds. Trader would have stepped that around the 2. So there would have been no touchdown, even though they put that on the board here, which is what the Maryland fans are most upset about. Well, however, the penalty goes against the defense.
Yeah, then also figure out when the interception occurred. If the foul was after the change of possession. What they're saying is before the interception, the personal foul occurred, which that is reviewable. As we're trying to find the penalty, Coach Locke's trying to get an explanation. That is before full control. Again, it's
full possession.
Full possession, yep. Full possession and control. That's Coach Locksley, I think, is very rightfully upset, but that's probably the right call. But I know nothing. Who knows a lot? Mike Pereira.
Mike, what do you got for us here?
Hey, Mark, I would hardly say you know nothing, but the fact is, to me, you've got a hit on a defenseless receiver, which I think is legal, actually. It's shoulder to shoulder. So he gets head or neck protection, and I see why it would be called, but I think really it's not a foul. And it does occur before the actual interception, so they are right in that aspect of it. But to me, Mark, and I'll tell you, I just don't think it's a foul.
Gosh, that's tough. I mean, you can see it in great explanation by you. There is no attack to the head or neck area. It's right about on the 1, almost to the nameplate. That's, once again, I agree with you after we watch it on replay, Mike Pereira.
You know, this was something that Mike Locksley talked a lot about when we met with him yesterday. He said that we're little old Maryland. We don't get that respect. They had an interception last week that should have been reviewed, and if it was reviewed, would have been given to them as an interception. They didn't get that review. They feel like they have to go and take their respect, not only from the other team, but maybe from some of the other factors in the game.
And really, to me, a no-brainer that happened in the SMU game as well. Right in front of Coach Locks, he said, hey, man, I'm not even can I get a review and could try to get a timeout? And that's a tough one. I agree with Mike Pereira, but bang call right there as far as the defenseless, not defenseless, and where's that head or neck area?
And now a big running play. Jalen Berger, who just tiptoes his way across midfield into Terrapin territory at the 49, tripped up by Ahmad McCullough. And now Michigan State's going to start using some of those timeouts. They had 2 remaining heading into this drive. And Mel Tucker looking to do the double dip, put points on the board, get the ball back to start the second half. The Maryland fans still can't believe it. Mike Locksley still can't believe it. And now they've got to settle themselves.
Lock in. Yep, you got to lock in here and finish the half. 23 seconds. They put a couple back on the clock as Michigan State took their second timeout. Mel Tucker trying to get conceivably 8 to tie it up here quickly before halftime, finish with points. And if you're in this Maryland huddle down here, man, lock in, right? Do your job. Great eyes, great feet. Keep everything in front of you.
So you see right here, Mike Locksley calls a timeout after the penalty. And, I mean, he is not happy. And rightfully so, as we've talked about. You understand he feels like they haven't been respected as a team that's legitimate in the Big Ten, despite some of the efforts they've put forth both this year and last year with a strong finish into a bowl game. We'll see how they respond defensively here as Thorne and company are into Maryland territory. And the smart play again is Jalen Berger is just going to head right out of bounds.
Really smart here by defense coordinator Brian Williams. Everybody in the stadium is losing their mind. He said, hey, I'm gonna rush 3. I'm gonna drop 8. I'm gonna make you throw a 4-inch pass for no yards.
And we'll see, the kicking game has been a question mark for Michigan State. We've seen Stone and Patton. We had an extra point that had a bad snap. And now a 2nd and 10.
Little movement by Ami Fino makes St-Mac jump.
False start offense, number 59. 5-yard penalty, second down.
He nailed it.
Yeah, Fino, 54, just moving a little bit right in front of 59. Nick St-Mac, to this point, has done a great job. Again, showing a 3-man rush. Dropping 8. Bringing in a fresh pass rusher with 30. Darrell Chami in now for Fino.
So it makes it 2nd and 15 back in their own territory. Tyler Hunt, the big body, is in there. Thorne. Quick throw, quick catch. Tyler Hunt, but not a whole lot of yardage. He gets right back to the initial line of scrimmage, and that's got to be a timeout. It is.
Yeah, great execution in a quote-unquote prevent defense type situation. They rushed 2. They dropped out the nose and spied that time, and making Peyton Thorne check the ball down. Mel Tucker says, hey, we got to do everything we can here. 12 seconds left. Use that last timeout.
Coming up, State Farm halftime show. Mike Hill, Devin Gardner, and Chris Peterson in Los Angeles. Got all the news and highlights from the day in college football, including this game, which has gotten quite interesting down the stretch in this second quarter.
Yeah, you can read Mike Locksley's halftime speech right there, right? Respect. Nobody's giving us any. Go out and finish these guys. Michigan State's going to get the rock first. Defense gets another chance for that pick, change of field type of situation.
So this is where it becomes crucial. So Michigan State, no more timeouts left. It's a 3rd down and 10 here. Their kicking unit has been suspect today, and we'll see what Mel Tucker goes with, knowing he's got the ball to start the second half. Deep drop for this Maryland defense. Berger, the running back, 3rd and 10.
2 safeties are in Washington, D.C. right now. That's good.
Thorne throws, catch made, 1st down. Can he get out of bounds? He can. Keon Coleman with 7 seconds left.
Nice design there by Jay Johnson, flooding that area. You'll see both Mosley and Coleman work into that sideline. Mosley becoming a blocker, Coleman getting out of bounds. Nice job, Maryland, trying to trap them inbounds. When you flood more offenders than they have defenders, you get to get out of bounds.
1st down, 7 seconds left for Thorne. Another quick throw, quick catch, and Trey Mosley picks up some more yardage out of bounds inside the 30, and that's where the field goal unit will settle in.
Yep, got anything under 5, got to go field goal. If this was 5 or more, might try to bang one more little chunk to make this a easier kick. But remember last time, errant snap. See if Hank Pepper has figured that out.
So it'll be Jack Stone, the freshman from Dallas, who gets in there for this field goal attempt. Barringer will be the holder from 45. Stone kick blocked. Ball is loose. Picked up by Hunt. But how about Maryland getting home with 0s on the clock?
Couple of those Terps were down. Unbelievable effort here. Inside and on the edge. A little hop over. Oh my gosh, that is Jacorian Bennett, I believe, number 2, coming off the edge there. Unbelievable stretch effort. You'll see it right here. Squared up to the kicker. Big hands. Great job. And looks like they had 1 or 2 guys behind it. They might have got a piece of it as well.
Jacorian Bennett, who led all Power 5 players with 16 PBUs last year, makes a huge play. And you've got to feel like Mike Locksley might just play Aretha Franklin in the locker room at halftime. Score 21-13, Maryland in front. After the break, we'll get you to Mike Hill, Devin Gardner, Chris Peterson in Los Angeles. Milestone for him. Actually, a couple milestones for him coming up in this second half. For the first half stats, it was pretty intriguing, to say the least, from Mike Locksley. He still feels like that respect is lacking, and Maryland didn't rush it quite as well as Michigan State, but boy, that aerial attack, we knew it was dangerous, but they have delivered in every way, shape, or form to this point. Mel Tucker and his team, defensively, they've looked a lot better than what they did the last couple of weeks, certainly last week against Minnesota, where they struggled to get off the field on third down. Minnesota was 10 of 12 on third down, and Michigan State, the Spartans, have done a far superior job of getting stops on that critical spot. They'll start with the ball here. Peyton Thorne has been nearly as efficient as Tagovailoa himself. 20 of 24, 180 yards, a touchdown. Did have that near interception that wasn't entirely his fault, a little bit high for Jaden Reed, but it does get called back because of the penalty on a defenseless receiver, and now Thorne has a chance to potentially tie this game to start the second half.
And again, Michigan State fans are jacked at those lines. 20 of 24, and the key to it all, no turnovers. One near, one asterisk, certainly if you're a Terp fan. But game on, one-score game in College Park.
Thorne, who talks a lot this week that he's blocked out all the noise. He's done a good job of just staying present in the moment. We'll start with a play-action pass and an easy completion to Trey Mosley, who is lit up. Nice tackle right at the line of scrimmage by Bo Braid, maybe even a loss of one.
Great reaction by Bo Braid. That's a play that they ran earlier. It was actually a completion to Hunt. That time, Maryland on it. 2nd and 11. Watch 25. Sees Mosley working to the flat. Great job staying on the move and wrapping him up.
So 2nd down and 10. It was a Michigan State field goal that was blocked to end the first half, and another dangerous pop-up. That one right back to Mosley, and was absolutely in the area for Deontay Banks to come in and take it away.
Yeah, that was about 1 millimeter from being a pick six. Just eruption play here from the Terps. It's wet. It's not raining right now, but it's damp. But that was good enough throw by Peyton Thorne. Got to make that play. He's the same. Eyes. Give me your eyes faster, and I can know where to put the ball.
Thorne, who's thrown 6 interceptions this year, threw 10 all of last year, and nearly 2 more added to his tally today. But he stays perfect so far on a 3rd down and 10 throw. Thorne threw it looking for his target, who had fallen down. Was actually a little contact from behind. Barker, the tight end, was who Thorne was looking at, and it will be 4th and long.
Yeah, just looked like he lost his footing. That's 6'4", 250 here coming in motion, trying to get to the depth. Maybe a little tug by that right hand for goalie, but probably not enough to get that call. It's 180 pounds covering 250.
I think that's 70-pound difference. Good work. Thank you. And now they're moving backward.
Snap infraction. Kicking team number 31. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Michigan State, who is talking all week about starting fast. That doesn't just include the first half.
Phase. Yeah, every phase. Mel Tucker told us, hey, we're not good enough in any one phase, and certainly really 3 huge errors to this point on special teams.
It's been a tough day for the long snapper, Hank Pepper, who had that snap go awry in the first half, and now an infraction to start the second half, and Behringer just barely gets the punt away. Jayshon Jones, what does he have in store? Across the 30 and not much further. So Maryland will come back out, and Taulia Tagovailoa just 70 yards away from catching Boomer Esiason for number 2 on the Maryland all-time pass yards list, as him in this Terps offense has just found every gap, every seam, every nook, every cranny of this Michigan State defense when they wanted to. They did have a couple of 3-and-outs in the second quarter, but they finished strong with that touchdown to Rakim Jarrett. And we'll see what Tagovailoa does to start the second half.
And it started up front. Just great protection, great execution by Tagovailoa.
Littleton gets the carry on first down. Goes through the hole and gets to the 35, gain of 3.
And just enough run game. Again, so much we've talked earlier about his completion percentage and impact plays, whether it's RPOs or true play action passes, and that's where it starts. Body blow drive starter, 2nd and 7.
This is the 13th meeting between these two teams all time. Michigan State is 10-2 in this series. Got a running play this time, Colby McDonald, and he will run into the pile at the 40 to set up 3rd down and short. Last time Maryland actually beat Michigan State was back in October of 2016. It was a 28-17 victory here at now CQ Stadium.
Love that personnel grouping there from offensive coordinator Dan Enos right there. 3 running backs are in the game. They're all unselfish. They can all block for each other. They can all certainly can carry the rock, but that sets up a ton of stuff that you could do in the RPO game with Tagovailoa.
Maryland 4 of 7 on 3rd down today. This one a 3rd and 2. Hand it off up the middle, pushing the pile. It's going to be awfully close. Did Littleton get there? And they're going to say he did. 1st down.
Yeah, this great second effort here from Littleton. Initially stuffed as you were looking at it, short of the line to gain, but watch 31 just go to work. Nice job by Jahari Branch climbing to that front side linebacker, and just right there, the second effort. 1st down.
Play action again for Tagovailoa and gets rid of it. And that's going to be a loss of yardage. Colby McDonald makes the grab, but may have been even better just dropping the pass.
There's that group. That's the 3 running back group again. Now they're trying to a little play action pass off of all that action with all that movement. Again, if you're playing in the back end of Michigan State, and then Copeland had a chance for the post route. As it is 2nd and 14.
That's a tough one, right? If you're a quarterback, you'd rather just throw that one away. You lose 4 yardage on a completion.
Yeah, if you could feel that happening, absolutely.
So McDonald to stay in there on this 2nd and 14. Deep drop for Tagovailoa. A dart over the middle, and that is 1st down yardage. Once again, his go-to guy, Rakim Jarrett, the junior who is going to be playing for a long time on Sundays with another grab.
Great anticipation. Again, all of 5'11" maybe. Watch him step up here, throw to that void that Jarrett's going to fill that zone defense. 3rd and short. They marched him just short of that 1st down.
About a half yard, 13.5-yard pickup. And another 3rd down opportunity for this Michigan State defense. Tagovailoa hands it off, Littleton, and he just surges forward, picks up 2, and moves the sticks.
Yeah, they run that play, that little downhill run 3 times in must-have-it type of situations. Great movement, the interior. They've got 8 Barrow back. They've got 41 Derek Harmon, a backup early in the season, now a starter. When you say Michigan State defense, makes me think of Mark D'Antonio. Should be a Hall of Fame coach someday.
No doubt.
Great coach, great person. Not on hand today, he or his wife, Mark and Becky. Great human beings.
Play action. Swing it, Littleton. Gets away from 1. Littleton up the sideline. Through 2 more across the 30. Antoine Littleton. Big body, a bruiser, speed, and the pass-catching ability for a 1st down as Halliday misses the tackle.
Yeah, look at the balance. Again, 6 foot, 235. Good ball security, cuts it back and gains 5 yards, cutting the back off that weak inside shoulder. Not too many times Cal Halliday misses that tackle in space, and he's done it a couple times on that big body today.
1st down as Maryland knocking on the door of the red zone once again, where they have been elite this season. Play clock down to 5 as Tagovailoa hands it right back to Littleton. Spins away from that initial point of attack and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I don't see that too often, just kind of off balance, anticipating contact a little earlier than it came from Littleton, and that's where the 235 kind of, goes against you, I guess.
Again, we said it earlier. Lost 60 pounds coming into this season.
How's it even possible?
60. He was around 290 pounds as a tailback, and he has put himself in sensational shape this season with a touchdown in every single game. Quick throw, quick catch. This time C.J. Dupree, the tight end, and had a whole lot to work with as Cal Halliday in pursuit, along with Amir Speed, bring him down and set up 3rd down and long.
Those 2 names we've mentioned a lot. They have been all over the field. Halliday coming inside out, Amir Speed lined up everywhere. They're going to come back to that action. They've done that motion in. That time it was Dupree with a little motion down toward the tackle, and they quick to the flat. Might have a little something coming behind that later.
3rd and 9. Tagovailoa feeling the pressure, rolls out, gets rid of it, and not going to be enough as Roman Hemby made the grab, but was dragged down at the 25 by Ben Van Sumeren, who left the game earlier with an injury, and once again is down on the field.
Man, great effort right there to evade the block. Maryland running a little screen to try to take advantage of this pass rush. Hopefully he'll be back up and okay.
Taulia Tagovailoa, who last week tried to grit it out after going down against Michigan. This is the hit that he took on that last play. You see that brace on his right leg already, and just kind of falls hard as he was dragged down from behind by Simeon Barrow. And Tagovailoa a little bit ginger as he tried to get off the field. Meanwhile, for Van Sumeren, who went down earlier in the game in the first half, walked off on his own power. This is how he goes down the second time around and took the injury break here. Now, here's the deal. Chad Ryland's on the field. He has made 23 straight field goals, which is the best in the country. Record is 30 in a row. First Terp to make 2 50-plus yarders in a single game last week. This one from 43 is on the way, and it is good. 24 in a row for Chad Ryland.
Does not believe in jinxes.
No.
All he does is lace things.
I love what he said. He said, I don't believe in jinxes. I believe in preparation and practice. And right now he's putting both to work as he drills number 24 in a row and puts Maryland up by 11. Back here in College Park, Maryland with a 40-plus yard field goal, 43 yards out for Chad Ryland as he delivers 24 straight makes, just 6 away from the all-time NCAA record. Now he's going to kick it off. Michigan State has Jeremy Bernard and Tyrell Henry, 2 impressive freshmen, back to receive it. And it will be Henry to take it. Not very far across the 20-yard line, and that's where Peyton Thorne and this Michigan State offense will begin to work. Well, since the first year of the college football playoff in 2014, 4 schools have earned a berth in that, as well as a Final Four. Michigan State, college football playoff in 15. They did a Final Four in 15 and 19. Oklahoma, college football playoff 15, 17, 18, 19. Final Four in 2016. Oregon, college football playoff, well, we know about that in 2014 and a Final Four in 2017. And then Michigan, college football playoff last year, Final Four with Mo Wagner and company in 2018. So one of those schools that has just had a whole lot of success, and Michigan State looking to work their way back into this game. Nice first down carry from Jalen Berger as he stumbles forward for another first down. Bo Braid finally gets to him.
Great cutback, you said it, Jalen Berger, great lean, great press. Watch the movement again. Press it front side, now cut it back with power. Put your left foot in the ground, break the arm tackle. Great drive starter for the Spartans.
Peyton Thorne back to the 8. Thorne gets away from the first rusher, and it was wide open. He was looking for Tyler Hunt, who just dropped it. Would have been a big gain.
Yeah, that's the first time Peyton Thorne has really been pressured. He's certainly taken a couple hits, but he gets pushed all the way outside the pocket. Just put on the other arm right there of Tyler Hunt, and then almost tipped back inside, and they have Reed blanketed. Jacorian Bennett has accepted that challenge multiple times today. Great job staying with a great athlete in Jaden Reed.
Bennett had that blocked field goal to end the first half and has had a couple of bright spots defensively as well. And the Maryland defense is finally getting home. Jayshawn Barham, who came in with the 5th most tackles of any FBS freshman, gets into the backfield and cuts him down for a loss.
Watching instincts. It's an insert play. Backside tight end is trying to fit up on him. He just out-athletes the front side tackle if he was going to combo off him, or the backside tight end. He says, no, I'm not having that. I'm just running to ball carrier, get him to ground 3rd and 12.
Michigan State on 3rd down, 4 of 7. Thorne steps up, goes down. Maryland gets home. Big sack there for this this Terrapins defense as Johnson gets to the QB.
Johnson ends up getting at the break. You can just feel this one pressure on the quarterback. Everybody's trying to feel it, a little frenzy just right down the middle. And he's probably getting tackled to the ground there by Carrick, 56. They would have declined it anyway. Huge play by Johnson.
So they'll punt it away. Oh, another near block punt. This is going to have a lot of space to work with. And let's see as Tarheeb still just dances around shy of the 30, down at the 28. This Maryland defense starting to find that rhythm that we saw a bit through the first couple weeks of the season. Allowed just 10 points in the opener to Buffalo and showing out early in the second half at home. Well, Maryland getting the ball back with an 11-point lead, and you've seen both teams wearing green ribbons on their helmets today. You see Mike Locksley right there towards the top of his torso with a green ribbon as well. Green's the color of mental health awareness. Today's the third mental health awareness game that Maryland has participated in, the second that they've hosted. They have partnered with well-known speaker and founder of I'm Changing the Narrative, Rachel Joy Baribeau as well. And Coach Locksley's been at the forefront of this. You know, he lost his son, unfortunately, in 2017, and has tried to honor Miko with a lot of helping these younger kids, as Rakim Jarrett has another first down catch. But I loved when we talked to him about it. He said how important it is. He says you got to be able to recognize it. A lot of males of 18 to 23 years old, and the one thing that they've really brought is something that they like to call the 3 H's. They have every coach, player, staff member share their hero, hardship, and highlight of their life so far. And he said he leaves a lot of those in the spring in tears because of some of the stories that some of these guys share.
So impactful, so inspirational, not only what he's done, but those meetings, kind of everybody has some version of that. It gets guys talking, hey, there's a rich kid that has a problem, or there's a poor kid that's, you know, doing this, and this that inspires you. And, you know, I was part of a bunch of those, and you never leave with dry eyes, and you leave better, you leave closer, and it's such a cultural builder, and it helps individuals as well.
That's a carry for Hemby to the 49-yard line. I'd imagine that those team building, you don't want to call it team building because it's so much more important than that, but they can be team building. And to your point, not just bringing the players closer, but the staff members, the coaches, the managers on the team, anybody who's in the room, you have that bond you share forever. Third down and 3 here. Littleton back in the game. And he's got the handoff. Littleton puts the head down, didn't get there. Nice job by the Michigan State defense. Derek Harmon, who found that gap and closed it up quickly.
Yeah, great job. Harmon there combining with Halliday. Big third down stop. Watch 27. Fill that up. Help out with Harmon. Van Sumeren, it's great to see him back in there. And these pressures that we're talking about with mental health awareness, they're only getting bigger and more stuff with NIL and the pressures and all the transfers, all the money of the coaches as well.
Second time Maryland's going to go for it on 4th down today. They're 7 of 8 on the season, and they're 8 of 9 on the season. Littleton with another first down carry, and Halliday finally wrapped him up. But man, Maryland has been so efficient on these opportunities.
Yep, there's that downhill run again. Good to see 50 Jahari Branch in there. He was out for a couple series. Their big center and leader from Chicago, leading and really getting out of the way of Littleton because he was getting the first down either way there.
McDonald, the running back. Tagovailoa with 266 passing yards. Play action pass. Tagovailoa steps up and just tripped up. He did have a lot of space in front of him and will lose a yard. Barrow got him down low. And we'll see what Maryland does on 2nd and long.
Nice defense here, good awareness. Leah Tagovailoa put that ball away. It was covered. They ran a little screen and go to the opposite side of this route that he was trying to go to right here. Had a chance to force one, and he didn't. Great decision.
2 running backs here. They're going to send Hemby out wide. And Tagovailoa will take his time. Rolling out. Tagovailoa will tuck and run. And chopped down by Halliday. We know he's capable of this, and the coaching staff has actually hoped that he wouldn't do as much of it because it does put him in a little bit of danger. He plays with that emotion, and this is exactly why. A little slow to get up, getting back to the huddle for the QB.
Smart there managing the contact. Don't take a shot right there in this situation. Not necessary at all. Good job getting outside. Good pressure that time from Wingman. Makes him escape to his left. He says, I'm going to cut bait here and get down.
Mike Locksley told Talia he wants him to think like a coach on the field. And now a timeout's going to be called by Mel Tucker with 2:23 to play in this third quarter.
Yeah, certainly a huge situation for them. Good management from Mel Tucker taking the timeout.
Michigan State has improved throughout the game on third down. Let's see if they have another stop next. There's no questioning the toughness of Talia Tagovailoa. Took a hit last week, kept playing through what was a lower body injury. Now he's throwing on the sideline with Billy Edwards, and that's probably because of this. Came up a little bit gimpy after turning that ankle just a tad on that last scramble.
Yeah, that's such a tough thing to teach a guy or train a guy who every fiber of his being wants to knife on and take on that double team and get every ounce. And he goes, okay, I need to protect him. Get down and just tweaks his ankle, but hopefully he's good.
He's in there on this 3rd and 6, empty set. Hemby the man in motion. Tagovailoa over the middle, complete, and Jayshon Jones falls forward for a first down. Just enough to move the chains.
It's an oldie but a goodie little mesh route. Good job. The jet sweep one way, the jet sweep back the other way. Nice job by Tagovailoa getting through what's kind of a man-beater concept with zone answers. He gets it down. Good job by Jayshon Jones knifing for the first down.
So Tagovailoa nearing that mark for Boomer Esiason, just 13 yards shy of getting to number 2 on Maryland's all-time passing list. Play action. Tagovailoa. Incomplete, looking for Littleton. Nice coverage as Littleton was bottled up well.
Yeah, Gross was out there, 15. Looked like Tagovailoa was just trying to dump it to Littleton quickly, and Angelo Gross just wasn't having it.
And that last one ends a streak of 12 straight completions for Leah Tagovailoa.
Is that the spirit of Boomer, trying to stop him?
I cannot confirm nor deny. What I can tell you is that this is 2nd and 10. Tagovailoa steps up, fires on the run, incomplete. It was behind his intended target. He was looking for C.J. Dupree, who had a touchdown last week. And a lot of contact. Crowd was looking for a penalty.
Great protection there that time. It brought edge pressure. Roman Hemby fit out and blocked it. See him take a look at the pocket. He's working up. Just a little bit behind Dupree. He looks healthy. As much as you're going to be at this stage for a quarterback that takes some shots like him.
Tagovailoa on 3rd down. And a little bit out of the reach of Dante Demas and out of bounds. And so now this is well within the limit
he has
of
no
Chad Ryland. Yeah,
no limit.
His limit is literally the field.
Tagovailoa just a little frustrated at himself. Looked like both guys had a chance for both those balls. Dupree, that throw was a little bit worse than the last one. Just put the three on the board.
Stop it. Don't you dare.
On the clock, jog back. Let's go.
Don't you dare.
Waste of time.
This one is 50 yards away. He had 2 from 50 plus last week.
It's wet, it's windy.
The kick from Ryland.
Oh,
no good. The Mark Helfrich curse lives. 24 in a row, no more.
This guy has been so good, and his confidence, his interaction with Coach Locksley last week and this week, I mean, it's a 50-plus yarder that he still hit really well, and just a little push.
Just get that sense of just how close he was to making it 25 straight. And
something's wrong with the goalpost.
I will say, when we talked to Mike Locksley about him, he said he is maybe the most confident kicker he's ever been around. He doesn't act like a kicker. He acts like a football player.
That was a great line. He's not a kicker. He's a football player.
Oh, a dangerous throw was batted down in the secondary by Bo Braid. He was looking for Reed, who was in the middle of that zone, and Braid did a good job of closing.
They're doing a great job having somebody underneath and somebody over the top of Reed almost every time. And oh my goodness, that is a ball drill opportunity for Bo Braid.
Elijah Collins back on 2nd down and 10. This Michigan State offense has looked a whole lot better than they did last week against Minnesota. And the handoff goes to Collins with a jump cut and a pickup of 3. Austin Fontaine wraps him up. Not just last week against Minnesota, but the week before that against Washington. 2 straight weeks of just subpar play on both sides. And now quickly going to a 3rd down play for Thorne, who's flushed out of the pocket quickly, throws on the run and out of bounds, incomplete. It was in the general direction of Keon Coleman, and a flag is down.
I think they're going to end up look like Jarrett Horst, 79, may have been downfield.
There's no foul for an ineligible receiver downfield. He legally threw the ball away. 4th down.
All right.
So the ball's illegally thrown away. They won't call a receiver downfield. I think they have Horst, 79, and one other O-lineman that were downfield, but they'll just wave that off and play 4th down.
So Mel Tucker's team can't capitalize on the missed field goal from Ryland. And the second 3 and out now of this second half for the Spartans. The middle possession got a 1st down and punted it away. So it will be Barringer to send it deep once again. Jayshon Jones back to receive it. And Jones calls for the fair catch, makes it on the run inside the 15. Next week starts Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday as Blake Corum and number 4 Michigan take their electrifying show on the road to Indiana. It all starts with Big Noon Kickoff live in Bloomington at 10 a.m. Eastern, and then it's Michigan, Indiana at noon on Fox. Earlier today, taking a look around the Big Ten, Michigan stays perfect. Beats Iowa 27-14. Putting up 27 points against Iowa is no simple feat, especially at Kinnick Stadium. Minnesota stunned by Purdue. First loss of the season after they looked so great last week against this Michigan State team. First down handoff to Littleton, and he dances forward for 2.
Yeah, last week and really all season long. So good, but Boiler up beats row the boat right there.
Well played.
They can wind this down as much as they want. We'll see what Coach Locksley instructs offensive coordinator Dan Enos to do here, whether or not he wants to run a play or just take the festivities to the 4th quarter.
One thing to keep in mind, Maryland has scored at least 27 points dating back to the Rutgers game last year. That's 6 games. And this is going to help them. Another gashing play for Tagovailoa.
Is your quarterback okay?
I think so.
Looks like it.
Yeah, I think so. They're going to take this to the 4th quarter with an 11-point cushion. If they reach 27 again, the 7 games would be the longest streak for Maryland since '84. And Mike Locksley reinvigorating this program, bringing the culture, holds a 2-score lead as we go to the final frame in College Park. Well, you never leave a fellow crasher behind, and these 2 squads have really done a good job of giving their fan bases something to cheer about. One of them is going to leave this game very happy, and Mike Locksley has to feel pleased with the majority of his team's performance, leading by 11 as we start this 4th quarter. Littleton will get the first carry and jump into the pile at the 30. You know, Taulia Tagovailoa, you've got to be just so impressed with how he's handled himself. Goes to Alabama while his brother Tua was still there. Doesn't quite get that opportunity that maybe he expected to get. And to come over here at Maryland and enter this system with Mike Locksley, who obviously has the knowledge from Alabama, bringing over a lot of other staff members from that system as well. to be as poised, to be as patient, and to be as impressive as he has is unbelievable. Speaking of, Antoine Littleton down the sideline, burst of speed, stays on his feet, inside the 10. Did he get in? No. Down to the 2. Antoine Littleton with a big man run of 68 yards.
He used to be 295, now he's 235. A big time stiff arm using his inside arm, great ball security. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and certainly out of bounds. First and goal at the 1. Great effort, great design. Getting him in space with a corner to beat and let the big man do his thing.
Littleton over 100 on that one. 109 yards on the day, and now looking for his second touchdown. They give it to him. Littleton bulldozes. Short.
Michigan State has done a great job in these situations. Maybe tested too many times. Women has forced fumbles, had the stops against Washington, but let's take another look at that. Just great effort, both offensively and defensively. Clearly out of bounds, but Charles, they call him Chuck Brentley. Maybe a touchdown saving tackle by 0.
Everybody knows, play like a champion, no excuses, and Littleton has done just that. Second and goal. Littleton barrels over the top. They're going to mark him short.
They're staying in this power group. I'm going to spread these dudes out a little bit, create some space. You can still run the same exact plays, protect the edges with motion or various things. Michigan State, as I was talking about, just a great effort by 13, Van Sumeren right there, and the rest of the crew to play with great pad level and let Derek Harmon get involved as well, getting over the top.
Littleton stays in there. Will third time be the charm? Littleton steamrolls. No, denied at the goal line. Cal Halliday in on the play with Aaron Brule.
Coach Locks gave you, we're going for it, signal from the sideline. They're just trying to make a statement right here. We're going to run the rock in. Clearly, the ball does not break the plane. They prodded the inside. They prodded the edge right now, and now 4th and goal. Right in the teeth of the student section. Make a noise.
Get up to the line quickly. Littleton. No! Michigan State with a statement at the goal line. A 68-yard scamper and no points to show.
Huge props to Charles Brentley. 0. Racing down, stopping Littleton, and then 4 plays from inside the 2 for nothing. Great stop by Michigan State. What can they do with it now? Let's take a look at that long run, 68 yards from Antoine Littleton, but watch the effort from 0, Charles Brentley. He's pressing on the top, lined up against Dante Demas. Look at the effort. Look at the effort. He's 10 yards behind him. Unbelievable effort. Forces him out of bounds, and then the tag team effort. 4 plays in a row stopped from that point on. Unbelievable effort by Charles Brentley.
Danger zone at the goal line. Berger is going to bring some breathing room to the 5. And that is crucial. We saw what happened a couple weeks ago to this Michigan State offense in this same spot.
Yeah, against Washington, the exact same thing happened. 4 plays inside that same exact spot, and then they gave up a safety. So, job well done to get it off the shadow of their own goalpost. No shadows in the rain right now.
No, rain certainly starting to come down. We were expecting it all day. It held off until the 11-something mark of the 4th quarter, and there is the exact result. It was nearly another pick. Barker had it, and the wet ball doesn't stay with him.
That's the 3rd time they've almost just had a tip pick 6. Right there, just tough angle. Jeremy Spraggins, 21, was almost the beneficiary of a little wet love. Tip.
Third and 6. Thorne played really well in the snow last year, and they don't go quick enough. It's going to be moved back half the distance here.
False start. Offense number 50. Half the distance to the goal. Third down.
So some movement up front. Gets it back to the 2-yard line. And this is where playing with a wet ball is necessary. Peyton Thorne did a great job last year at Penn State in a snowstorm. Can he do it again? They practice it all week.
Trying a 3-man rush, dropping 8. Playing kind of a pre-drop, Tampa 2 type of defense, making Peyton Thorne check it down.
Thorne gets rid of it, and Berger dropped another one.
Definitely a forward pass, but you said it, that's a drop. Had a chance there in space, had it blocked up on the edge. Peyton Thorne put it in a good spot. And now again, all the ball handling has to take place on this punt. It's a good location by Peyton Thorne. And a wet ball drill is always, you know, you were talking about this week. It's always, if you make too big of a deal out of it, it gets in your quarterback's head. That's kind of a thing that you're either savvy enough to handle it or you're just oblivious to it. Tonga Vailoa, growing up in Hawaii, he wouldn't think twice.
So this is a tight spot. We saw what happened with the Miami Dolphins last week in this similar spot, but this was a clean punt. Behringer gets it away. Jayshon Jones is back, and he makes the fair catch just in front of the 50-yard line at the 48. Just 12 total yards, I should say, for Michigan State in this second half, and Maryland with a chance to add to their lead in the rain next. Well, the rain's starting to come down a little bit in College Park. The expectation was that it was going to be a little bit more throughout the game, but you've got to go all the way back to 1944 for the first ever matchup between Michigan State and Maryland. Final score of that one, Mark? Michigan State 8, Maryland 0.
I remember watching the highlights.
Was 500 because it was a rainstorm. So we've got the parallels between these two. One forward pass was attempted all game, a little bit different today, and it was intercepted. Michigan State fullback Jack Breslin, the namesake of the current basketball arena, scored the only touchdown on a 12-yard run. And here's Jayshon Jones with 9 more yards for the Terps.
Got a flag.
Kendall Brooks with a tackle. He had 18 of them, a career high last week against Minnesota.
Little RPO situation, might be an illegal man downfield.
Ineligible receiver, downfield, number 50. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
The good news is Jahari Branch is back in the game. He was out earlier this half. The bad news is he was ineligible downfield.
He was excited to be back in the game. This is just take a look, playing the game with Tonga Vailoa. It's an RPO, so he's working up to that backside backer. They're replacing that with a throw. And again, it's a little bit difficult to hide a 6'3", 330-pound man when the ball's whizzing by his ear hole 8 yards downfield. I love the effort.
I love the adjective and the verb. That's just a combination. Wordsmith. So it's first and 15. Tonga Vailoa has only thrown 8 incompletions on the day. And this will be another completion back to the 45 for Jayshon Jones.
Yeah, Jayshon is signaling first down, but it's not quite there yet with the penalty yardage.
It would have been a first down.
It would have been, yes, but great execution. Again, protection first, really well picked up. Roman Hemby doing everything in this game. Not quite a first down, Jayshon, but second and 3.
So Talia Tagovailoa is 1 yard away from tying Boomer Esiason. One more completion likely does it here. It'll hand it off to Hemby instead. And he pushes the pile across the first down yardage to the 40. I'll tell you what, the running back trio that Maryland has, and we talked to Dan Enos, we talked to Mike Locksley about it. Colby McDonald, who's got a touchdown. Antoine Littleton, who's got a touchdown and over 100 yards, a career high today. And Roman Hemby, who is just a redshirt freshman himself. This is going to be a running back room that's going to be a terror for defenses in years to come.
Absolutely, and it's a skill group. It is a terror. The tight ends are extremely talented. We talked about, I mean, just pick a wideout that's big, long, talented.
Kim Jarrett streaking down the field towards the end zone. Tagovailoa put a lot of mustard on it in the wet conditions. Just couldn't connect. Yeah, and that would have been a heck of a way to break it.
Yeah, that was the, man, I just had my guy wide open and I missed it, but great protection. You see Hemby helping out. No effect of the conditions, but a little double move. Just a little subtle double move on the back end of that. And he had a chance.
So it sets up second down and 10. Tagovailoa keeps. And a shimmy down to the 36.
I was really interested between the third and fourth quarter. I saw Coach Locksley talking to a couple of his coaches, and I was wondering if we'd see any more of those pull plays than Tagovailoa. Well, there's the question answered on whether or not you want to put him at sort of, at risk, so to speak.
Well, Maryland came into this game 45% on third down. They are 50%, 7 of 14 to this point. And now with third down and 6, will they let Tagovailoa let it fly once again?
Yes.
Thank you. Tagovailoa. Quick drop, quick throw. There it is. Hemby. It's not going to be first down yardage, but he does pass. Oh, maybe not. We've got a flag on the field.
It's kind of in the offensive pass interference pick route type of area.
There's no foul for offensive pass interference. The ball was touched behind the line. Third down.
Right, so what he's saying is the ball was caught behind the line of scrimmage, so there can be a pick route type of situation or blocking downfield.
Correction, fourth down.
So that just becomes fourth down, but I think he had some yardage.
Here he is. Tagovailoa now passing Boomer Esiason. 6,261 passing yards here in his Maryland career. One heck of a career since transferring. Now a 51-yard attempt for Chad Ryland. He missed from 50 earlier in the game in the second half. And let's see if he can get Maryland back on the board here. He does. So he just made it look way too easy in the process and puts the Terps up by 14. Maryland has scored at least 27 points in 7 straight games for the first time since 1984 as this offense keeps chugging along. And boy, are they glad to have Chad Ryland on their side. Well, Maryland has played a pretty complete football game. They haven't gotten the offensive output they expected in this second half, so to speak, after putting up 21 in the first half. But up to 27 points, first time since 1984. They have done that in 7 consecutive games, finished that 84 season 9-3, 5-0 in the ACC, and winning the Sun Bowl. So historically, that means good things, and in the present time, it's meant good things as they are in position to potentially win their 4th game of the season. Tomorrow, it's a classic NFC East rivalry on Fox as Carson Wentz leads the Washington Commanders against Zeke and the Cowboys, or other regional action. It all kicks off at 1 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Cooper Rush has been a jolt of energy for that Cowboys team. Hasn't necessarily been convincing wins, but wins are wins. And now, as a starter in Dallas, 3-0 under center with Dak Prescott sidelined, but potentially not for much longer. Peyton Thorne with another completion to Jaden Reed, and he dives forward for a pickup of 7.
That's where Michigan stay on that sideline. As frustrating it is as this has been, 12 yards in the second half up to that last play. It's still a 2-score game. They were 100% in this. Play like it.
Plenty of time as well, and this one's going to go to Tyler Hunt, who gets some extra yards after the catch. Out of bounds at the 44-yard line. And they're going to move fast. This is what they did so well in the first half. We haven't seen it as much because they haven't found a rhythm in the second half, but this could be another key for the Spartans.
That's the key to get it going. Get that first down, feel good about yourself, get up and kind of dictate tempo.
Thorne with plenty of time. Buys himself some more room, and now he'll run it himself out of bounds just shy of midfield. We know that Thorne is pretty athletic himself. He showed a lot of poise in big moments last year. Had struggled at times this year, but we've seen just what he's capable of.
Yeah, he was trying to get, there was nobody on the kind of the third level of the defense right there. He was trying to get Keon Coleman to turn it into a home run up top. Trey Mosley covered, kind of got 4 over 2 up top.
Thorne, a dart and a first down. No, not quite a first down. It'll be a little bit short for Jaden Reed, and it'll bring up third and very manageable now of 3.
Tar Heap still great break. He was the under coverage that time on Reed. You'll see Travelers working with Jaden Reed everywhere. A defender ends up underneath him, a safety over the top of him almost every single play.
Elijah Collins, who pushes forward, and that is a fresh set of downs to the 45.
Good push by the interior there. Got Duplain, Samak, Carrick, and the backside push from Spencer Brown that time. 58, you see him just get that cut off and create the cutback lane for Collins.
Thorne, patient, steps up and escapes. And out of bounds, picks up 2 more. O'Brien was in pursuit.
Nice job there by Jayshawn Barham as well. One kind of mirroring Peyton Thorne, knowing that he is an athlete. Good little change up there by defensive coordinator Brian Williams from Maryland and having him run with Peyton Thorne.
Still 6 minutes here. More than enough time for the Spartans. Thorne lofts, complete. It's Reed, no, it's dropped. Great play, Jacorian Bennett. Mentioned it earlier. Led Power 5 players last year with 16 pass breakups. This is what he does best.
Yeah, let's take a look at Jaden Reed working through traffic. Just gets behind the umpire. Just breaks his concentration. Michigan State got away with one there too. Spencer Brown, the right tackle, 58, just tackling. The rusher, he was blocking to the ground and got away with it. Called for a couple earlier in the game.
On 3rd down and 8, Thorne delivers a strike right at the marker. It was hauled in by Daniel Barker, and it's going to be a first down.
Great job by Peyton Thorne and Daniel Barker. Watch the pick man push for depth, get the first down yardage, present himself, and 1 yard back to the ball. Good for the first down.
Quickly back to the line. Another catch for Trey Mosley, a captain this week for Michigan State, spilled out of bounds at the 30.
Mosley is so smooth. He does so many things kind of unsung in the blocking game, the perimeter blocking game, usually helping out that man right there, Jaden Reed, and that's exactly where Maryland wants that guy.
No doubt about it. Reed has had himself a heck of a game per usual. 10th play of this drive. In just under 3 minutes. It's been quick work for Peyton Thorne. He goes back to the air, and his receiver slipped down. It was Keon Coleman who looked to come back to the ball, and Thorne would have had him open if he put it on the money.
Yeah, Peyton Thorne was trying to throw a little back shoulder fade as they crushed their second half yardage on this drive alone. 10 plays for 45 yards.
This has been reminiscent.
2 downs right here to convert. Anything would be a 4-down situation here, down 2 touchdowns.
Oh, it should be a free play here. They're going to take the shot. Intercepted. Taken away by Bo Bray, but it's likely coming back.
Yeah, they're calling a illegal substitution and I believe offsides here simultaneously. Replay, good awareness by Peyton Thorne.
Some might call that the double whammy. So with 5:01 to play, it's going to put Michigan State in excellent position to try to make this a 1-score game.
Offside. Defense did not get off the field in time. Be a 5-yard penalty.
12 guys on the field right there, so he's offside while running off the field as the 12th man. So that's getting your money's worth if you're Nasili Kite. You have 2 last names, you get 2 penalties. Man, that's how it works.
I don't think so, but we can make up rules. It's in the notes. 3rd and 1. They've got Berger in the game as the running back, 6'1", 215 pounds. Montori Foster's been in there after Reed went to the sideline. Now Reed is back in, out wide at the top of your screen. Hand it off, Berger. Jump cut and big yardage inside the red zone. 1st down from the 19.
That was one of those ones. Brian Williams, defensive coordinator from Maryland, is almost giving him that 1st down, saying, hey, we're going to protect downtown. You can take that little run game, and let's take a shot here.
And Thorne will do exactly that, just overthrew Jaden Reed. It was Banks this time in coverage.
Good job by both sides right there. Peyton Thorne trying to give his guy a chance. Again, give him a chance inbounds and back in front. Throw to the front of that Maryland checkerboard. No matter who that is, Carl Lewis or who, I don't know who the fastest guy is in Maryland history. If you're out of bounds, they don't count.
Sets up 2nd down and 10. Thorne dancing in the pocket. Thorne rolls, fires, end zone, incomplete. He was looking for Trey Mosley, who wiggled himself free, and it's 3rd and 10.
Just nothing downfield, good coverage. This is, again, where Peyton Thorne needs to realize, hey, if I just run, I can get a chunk of this back. It doesn't even have to be a 1st down. You see Mosley doubled, and then ends up really becoming a throwaway as he's trying to force it to Mosley there late, but safe. Again, 2 downs if you're Peyton Thorne. 2 downs right here to get this 1st.
Thorne looking end zone again, a little bit too high. It was Jeremy Bernard, the true freshman, streaking towards the middle. And now 4th and 10 for Michigan State.
Yeah, not sure there if this got kind of away from him or he just sensed Ahmad McCullough underneath 19 was the linebacker there in coverage, kind of under the safety. Either way, money on the line right here.
Michigan State 7 of 12 on 4th down this year. They load up with weapons. Thorne steps up. Thorne's going to look to run. Flag is down. Thorne gets to the outside and does not get to the 1st down yardage. Tarheeb still tracks him down. He was about 2 or 3 yards shy.
Holding, offense number 58. That penalty decline, result of the play, 1st down, Maryland.
You don't need Mike Pereira for this one. Spencer Brown just in space. Just, tries to help out his quarterback and tackles him to the ground. Great stand for the Terps. Can they close it out? 4:24 remains. 2-score lead.
Back here in College Park, the newly named CQ Stadium on the campus of Maryland. And this has been a game in which the Terrapins haven't necessarily dominated, but they've done plenty to put themselves in position to win. But it's that top line, the miscues from Michigan State, that even now with 4:24 remaining, they could have been in great position to potentially tie this game.
7-20 right there. It's a 1-score game. You manage that last drive completely differently, but on the sideline during this break, all they're talking about is turnovers, ripping the ball out. They still have 2 timeouts. Maryland has to finish it.
They're going to keep it on the ground here, and that's what they do on 1st down. It's going to be Littleton, who had that 68-yard rip, and now a timeout's going to be called as Mallory brought him down.
Michigan State.
So it's their 2nd.
30 seconds.
Deep into the defensive line rotation. Deshaun Mallory, Chris Bogle, we were told late, was out. It was good to have Simeon Barrow back in there, but just so banged up and battling.
Yeah, I mean, look, we haven't really talked about that a whole lot, touched on it a little bit, but they're missing high-level starters. They're missing their defensive captain and leader, and Xavier Henderson, who is here as an emotional leader, but not on the field. I mentioned Darius Snow. They moved from nickel to linebacker this year, and we're excited. He's one of their better players on the defensive side. These were the guys that have missed time this year, including Jaden Reed, who's we've talked a whole lot about. Petrowski isn't playing today.
As a pass rusher.
Sure.
As a pass rusher.
Barrow is back today. Hansen, but you know, Jalen Hunt not playing today. Mention those other two guys. This is a decimated unit, no doubt about it. And that's not an excuse for Mel Tucker. It's not an excuse for Scotty Hazelton. But I'm sure as a coach, you look at yourself, you look at your unit, you say, there's only so much that can be done if we're missing this much of our depth.
And that's where, again, there's positives from every game. There's negatives from every game. Not very many positives from last week's effort against Minnesota. They corrected a lot of those issues, but now a higher caliber offense, maybe in a different type of offense, different test. Not as good of a matchup for how they're built. As you take a look right there, Xavier Henderson trying to will these guys to get a turnover with 4:13 left.
So you talked about at the top, this was essentially a must-win. They were talking about it being a must-win, and the reason is what you look at coming up. Ohio State next week, Wisconsin the following week, get a bye, and then you've got number 4 Michigan after that.
Yeah, that is a gun. The Illinois playing their tails off today. Brett Bielema doing his thing. All comes down to right here, 3rd down, get a stop.
Play action, Tagovailoa lofts over the defense. It's a 1st down and a whole lot more for C.J. Dupree. And Taulia Tagovailoa has his 10th career 300-yard passing game, tying a program record.
Great sell. Watch Tagovailoa, hard ball to Littleton, fake. And there's a ton of white jerseys at the line of scrimmage. They sneak C.J. Dupree behind it. Great job getting him the ball for any kind of yardage. You can see what he's looking at. That's when you get all excited as a quarterback. Just put it on him anywhere. And this puts Michigan State in a difficult situation that already was pretty tough.
Michigan State, who on the year has not come away with an interception. They have gained 7 fumbles, and here is a flag on the field on the run by Littleton. Likely going to be a hold as Brantley came up to make the stop.
It's going to be on Glaze 74.
During the run, holding, offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. 1st down.
But Leah Tagovailoa has fought through the elements, has fought through whatever miscues have come his direction. 10 games of 300-plus passing yards, including today, ties that program record. He has, no doubt about it, been one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the Maryland football program. But what he's brought in terms of the juice the last couple of years, and certainly last year, getting them to a bowl game, winning that bowl game convincingly, and now this year, on the brink of getting their 4th win of the season in week 5, is nothing short of sensational work. Nice powerful run to the 40.
You are 100% correct, and so impressive what his head coach Mike Locksley, but his offensive coordinator, quarterback coach Dan Enos said is just it's every rep of every practice, his competitiveness, whatever it is, the 7th rep of 7-on-7, or 1st and 10 in a game or game on the line type of situations. Competitive dude. But he's done a lot of good things. Has a great crew around him. Done a great job both by himself with the ball in his hands and playing point guard.
And he's going to be in there 2nd and 15 with the play clock dwindling down. Get it off. And they will hand it off and choose some more time. When we talked to Mike Locksley, we talked about that idea of getting respect. He said, when you move to a new neighborhood, you got to find the biggest, baddest dude in that neighborhood, and you got to take him out. Well, this is a step forward. Beating Michigan State was one of the checklist items for Coach Locksley and company, and you look at their upcoming schedule, some winnable games for a Maryland team that's playing with as much confidence as anybody in the Big 10.
Yeah, Purdue, the big win today. Surprise against Minnesota, or surprise to some. Indiana, Northwestern, and then set up that Wisconsin and Penn State run, but one at a time, one snap at a time, one rep at a time, one finish of this game at a time for this young and confident team.
I did ask Coach Locksley if his players knew about Craig and Debo from Friday. He said absolutely. He actually shoot it right away. So of course.
Yeah, he was offended by your question. Yeah.
Just want to make sure, because that's the example he gave, as Barrow will make the tackle, and behind the initial line of scrimmage, Mike Locksley is going to get another victory in all likelihood to add to his tally here in College Park. And Maryland is going to improve to 10-8 home games under Locksley since he took over in 2019. The loss last week, by the way, snapped that 5-game winning streak, so they get to start a new one. That 5-game winning streak was the longest since Maryland joined the Big 10, as they'll try to wind this clock all the way down to 36 seconds or so. And they will take the timeout. Taulia Tagovailoa. You know the name, certainly know the last name, and by now you know the first name and what he's capable of. We've sung his praises all day, but for good reason.
Yeah, just great job with the ball. Great job with ball placement. Obviously, that wasn't his tight spiral, but knifing it in there to Copeland for the first down. Great job maneuvering in the pocket as a little-ish guy, but keeping his eyes up. Finding his big tight end, Dyches. There's Rakim Jarrett in the flat for the touchdown pass to his favorite target, but just impressive all around. The run game, the RPO game, managing situations. You see right there, 10 different receivers with a reception.
Gaining respect is all about taking out some of the big dogs. As Mike Locksley would say, you got to come at the king, you best not miss, and Maryland did exactly that today against a Spartan program that is storied and has had a whole lot of success, including last year.
Kicking team, number 59. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
This is a really big win for this team, though, of just, can they win a game that they're kind of supposed to, right? A lot of people anticipated them winning this game, the matchup against Michigan State, etc. But you still got to go do it. And they did, but now what's next? You got to manage every situation. Just don't let everybody pat you on the back too much before that begins.
Well, that's the thing. When you're building a culture, you're building something. It's building something from scratch. All the pieces matter. And Mike Locksley has not skipped a step. Put it all together in the right manner. Nice kick. This one will bounce inside the 20 and be down at the 16. As Jaden Reed didn't even attempt to make any sort of return. So 27 seconds remaining, and we'll see if Michigan State looks to put any more points on the board or head into another week. Now under 500. It's been a while since Michigan State has lost 3 straight games. Didn't do it since 2019 when they dropped 5 in a row. They finished with winning records in 10 of the last 12 seasons. And we expect this program to be all right. We just chronicled a lot of the injury issues they've had. We know the quarterback is there. We know a lot of the weapons are there. It's just about putting everything together at the right time as Coleman jumps around, gets across the 20, and remaining confident at the same time. This is still a very capable group.
Exactly, and exactly what we said about Maryland is exactly what we'd say to Mel Tucker's Michigan State team is, hey, we got to win the next one. But we got to do that one step at a time, one practice at a time, one film session at a time.
And that'll do it, or will it? Flag on the field after Thorne threw it away.
Yeah, Thorne was beyond the line of scrimmage there. So that'll be an illegal forward pass and end the game.
Illegal forward pass by the offense. That penalty's declined. Game's over.
The Maryland Terrapins. The offense, impressive. The defense, stingy. And for the first time since 2014, they have started 4-1 in back-to-back seasons. Mike Locksley and Mel Tucker meet at midfield, 2 very close friends in the Big 10. And for Michigan State, the struggles continue. First 3-game losing streak since 2019. That was 5 consecutive losses a couple years back. But again, this is a group that's talented, a group that is well coached. And for Taulia Tagovailoa, the good times keep rolling, and we'll see how far he can truly take, what heights he can truly take this Terps team.
Yeah, he earned some respect today, certainly from the audience, and then you can see how the Michigan State team respects him. Great effort.